debating on buying the master. Nine hells. Oh no, where did it go? How do you animate? I messed. So apparently you can change them, but I can't see what you changed them to, because all I have is Pride, Anked Pot, Spore Cloud, and 9 Hells. But the one that like flashes and was like Thunder does not do it anymore, because I changed it to Spore Cloud unbeknownst to me. I only have the green one, apparently. Blech. I don't know how to get animated one. Can you give me the lightning one again? And I will not change it. That's cool. What? That's cool. Get it, girl? Thanks, baby. Yep, definitely picked it because I thought they were all available. It's Bovum. I hear air. I do like it actually. I mean, that's fair. Check everything in. It's Kim. Oh, that's cool. Oh, nice. Big Sylvia. Big dog Sylveon hype. Let's go. I love it. It's also... I just caught one and I put 250 root candy into it, as per usual. And then just, I don't know. You gotta wait for its final form. Read thoughts. Well, isn't a really good roll on an insight check. But like, isn't there like... Thanks, Rob. Thanks for giving me an upgrade. Excellent. I got some like electricity. Ooh, I got some. Oh yeah, girl. Yes. Yeah. I think. Oh, audio there's yes.
Only get 3 uses of it a day of a reroll.
That's 3 times I have to do it, Rob.
You also don't
No
just
matter
want
what
to
you
blow.
pick, you have to mark shit off. That's D&D.
Yeah.
It's a miracle she's not a
I
spellcaster.
bet you enjoy the nice stories you're telling us, Robert.
It could just be. You
Insight.
could just get a good ability score improvement. Let's see. What did you upgrade,
Insight check.
Mango?
What did I upgrade? I did Shadow Touched or Fey Touched. No. Whatever the Shadowfell. That's
Shadow
what it was.
Touch Charisma. So you maxed out your Charisma stat, yeah?
Hell yeah, girl.
Okay, so then I can go into your spreadsheet. So your deception is plus what?
My deception is plus.
Okay, so everything just goes up by 1 because you don't have any.
Deception is plus 7.
Fancy.
Persuasion's plus 7.
Okay, so I just need to update the spreadsheet to say.
I got wild perception, yo.
Intimidation is just a flat 5. Deception, persuasion, and
performance is plus 5. Athletics -2.
That should be it. Okay, cool. You're updated.
Thanks,
all right,
man.
I know what feat the. What? Oh shit.
Does Spare the Dying, can that be used as a react?
Can you hear it?
What is
no,
what does it say?
You do it as an action.
You touch a living creature that has 0 hit points,
At the very
and
top,
the
it
creature
tells you if it's an action or not.
Gotta get
It doesn't. I have to look it up on Google.
Spare the Dying.
No,
I'm glad you mentioned that before dawn. I was going to take that.
It's a cantrip
that
and it's
cantrip.
an action. It's a touch, so it's casting time says 1 action.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How can a living creature have 0 hit points though?
When you get unconscious.
Unconscious.
You know, like Botham was gonna do last round before we started killing all the goddamn plants because he decided.
Hey, I got out of it.
You got out of it? You got out of it. Okay, cool. No, that's good to know. All right, guys. Bovum's got this. Next round. Jesus.
Bovum's got it. Don't worry.
Our spellcaster, the one who's like a 50-50 coin flip on whether or not he's going to do ridiculous amounts of damage, is like, I love plants, and just starts running at him.
The it's not D&D Beyond isn't working for me right now.
What?
I'm trying.
You need to define that for me because that's really vague.
Find
it's
what?
Just not loading on my PC. It's just not loading.
Okay, so it's an internet issue?
Yeah, maybe. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm gonna restart my computer, I guess.
Alright. We'll see you in a second.
Alright. Well, I'm on my phone.
Oh, okay.
Display. Don't mess me over. Keep changes. Perfect. Alright, now I got my OneNote open for session 3. Also, I put these on YouTube because, yup. They're not live yet, I don't think. I don't think they're not private. Also, I got a copyright claim on one of the songs.
Oh.
How did you get a copyright claim if they're DMCA free music?
It's Blacksmith, I think they said it was. Let me go and check.
Blacksmith?
Yeah, it was the one. It was like 3 hours and something minutes into. 1 second.
I mean, you can counterclaim that shit because that's not copyright.
Honestly, I wanted to try out their experimental stuff anyways. So I just said.
Oh wait, did you play music?
No. You played music. So session 1.
Blacksmith?
Yeah, that's what they called it. No, session one didn't have issues. It was session 0.
BRB.
Okie dokies. Oh, I edited the video, so now it's running again. So now I can't find it. But it was like 3 hours, 6 minutes, and like 52 seconds or some shit like that. It was only for a few seconds, but it was like that ding, 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 like at the end that you were playing it on session 0. But so
This
YouTube.
One?
No.
Was it a creepy track or a?
Yeah, no, it was creepy. It's like when you were explaining what happened, I think, to the close. Yeah. No, not that one.
This
The
one?
one before it. But anyways, it's like you can have the option. No, it was slower, and it just had like one high note every so often. When you're explaining things, it's like, when this happened. Yep, that's the one.
I've used this like 1,000 times in your campaign, so this is not a problem, yeah?
No, and it only caught it the last time, so I think it messed up. But what I wanted to try was on YouTube, it's like remove audio, like remove the song audio, but keep everybody's voices. And apparently it did it over the course of the day, and now it's editing, and it's checking to see if it's still a problem. So I'm really curious how it turned out.
Gotcha.
So
Sometimes I think the DMCA shit is like coded to just pick up random parts of the track, and if it sounds too similar to another track or has like the same chord cadence, it's just like, copyright.
Yeah. All right, and now it's at this point in time, I'm gonna switch to talking to chat through text, and then it's only the game stuff.
Setting up the stream on my end.
Oh, show.
Actually, I'm gonna try something this time.
Dungeons and Dragons.
Filter.
Do people ever do Dungeons and Dragons and drinks?
And drinks?
I feel like people would do that.
Drunk Dungeons and Dragons.
I mean, what bad decisions can you ever make while you've been drinking?
Just don't get the DM drunk. He's like the designated.
And a dragon spawn.
Tim, are you trying to get drunk tonight, or
Baby.
take a shot each time Arrow rolls a 1?
Oh god. He needs to burn those dice if he gets another one tonight. He needs to light those things on fire when you get it. You can go away.
No plans for Arrow tonight.
Alright, here's what we're gonna do. Session 2. Yep. Update. Perfect. So, if you guys don't have the thing enabled, you just refresh, and then it should be our campaign. Not you guys. Chat. Them guys.
Yeah, DnD Beyond totally won't work on my PC.
Maybe your PC.
Make sure you have to, like, if you've got any sort of like pop-up blockers or whatever, you have to make sure that website's safe.
I just got it. I had to like restart the computer and then restart the internet too. There we go. I changed to the mind reader one.
Okay, let's just see if this works. Oh, cool, it does. Hell yeah.
What?
Oh, no, it doesn't. Fuck me. God damn it. It's keying out all of the black and all of the frames, not just the background. Fuck.
Wait, what are you trying to do?
Alright, well, that's not gonna work. I'm doing a chroma key with Discord window, and it's not a good idea.
What Discord should do is they should allow you to pick the color of the background so that you could chroma key it. Like magenta. That'd be beautiful.
It would still magenta out your background.
Yeah, but who the hell has magenta in their background? Oh, wait. Never mind.
All right. Okay, that's good. Let's just switch to some funny music while we go out.
Do 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 do.
Oh, I need my notebook.
Oh my god,
Shoot.
what is happening here?
I can never remember the session types.
Did anybody play like Monopoly on their PC when they were like 17, 20 years ago, something like that?
Yes.
The music. This reminds me of it.
Oh, that's fair.
Oh no, I didn't actually put the session 1 in the category. I'll have to do that next time. I need to like update all of my things. But this is session 2, right?
Yep.
We had 0, 1, and this is 2.
Yepers. Which I have not labeled anything yet. So the standing title is Inside Yartar.
Inside Yartar.
Inside Yartar.
Inside Yartar.
Session 0 was
Michael Scott thing, right?
yeah, that's what I was going for. The session 0 was the long road ahead. Session 1 I labeled the gates of Yartar, and then session 2
Yartar.
Yartar.
Sorry, I have to say it every time.
Unless I get told otherwise, these are the titles I'm giving.
So, we're gonna try some different dice today.
Excellent. Did you light the other ones on fire?
Arrow, did you go for lucky?
Hero, did you just like make a bunch of paper mache dice this time around so that maybe, just maybe, it
No,
won't
no, no.
roll down every time?
These are the first dice I ever bought.
Those are Bloodstone themed.
I think, I don't know.
They're plastic. They're acrylic, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That should have updated.
But they were for my first character in another campaign, and he died. So we're just gonna try to move it on over.
So we're not gonna do that.
Yeah,
hopefully.
Bovum almost dies, and then we decide to use the dice that killed your other character. I understand how.
I decided to kill that character.
Oh, that's fair.
Like a Nuzlocke run with dice.
Where's my other die?
Just rolled a 16. These dice are still good. Still loaded.
Locked
Still
and
loaded,
baby.
huh?
Locked and loaded.
Loaded dice.
Yeah, just 1 sec.
What's that? Never heard of it.
Yeah, making paper mache dice where I put a weight.
All right, we are live on my end, chat.
Excellent.
Hi, chat.
Favorite
Alright.
foe
Hi,
and
Chad.
hunters mark stacks, right?
Wait, what?
What?
Hunters mark and favored foe stacks, right?
Hunter's Mark and Favored Foe are both concentration spells. One of them
So I
is a
can't-
spell, while the other one just says when you hit, you can focus on this like a spell that you are concentrating on. Which is code
So
for
it is
concentration
possible
spell.
to have both on a single enemy at the same time?
No, you can only concentrate on one spell effect at one time.
Oh. It's basically
Favored
the same
Foe is
then.
basically a little bit less damage, but the ability to make sure that you can do kind of a Hunter's Marky thing on every turn that you want. And the difference is that that ability doesn't actually use a spell slot, so you can save your spells.
I see.
And second, when you use that ability, it doesn't require you to use any form of action. All you have to do is hit them.
I see.
The other one requires your bonus action and gives you a lot more features with regards to tracking. So they are different, not just a raw damage output. So like, to give you an example of something that has happened in one of my campaigns with my wife, actually, when she was playing a ranger version of her swords bard, she had Hunter's Mark, and she would Hunter's Mark something as it was running away. And over the next hour, we tracked that sucker down and killed him.
Jesus.
Oh.
That's commitment.
Yeah, that's savage.
Now, if they dimension door 500 feet and then teleport, you're kind of boned, but, you know,
Yeah, what DM
this
would
is
do
lower
that?
level, so they're not going to be able to do that. At least, well, the thing we were fighting was not like a super high level villain. It was kind of like a scout, so we wanted to track the scout down and make sure the info didn't get back to the guy.
Okay.
All right.
I'm ready for Gwen to get shot.
Hey.
I mean, he's obvious. Wait, who's Gwen? I thought we were talking about Corin. He's definitely dying. Like.
No, Gwen's gonna get shot at the start of this campaign.
I'm in a pretty precarious position.
Right. Damn it. I forgot about that. Yeah. Imagine cleaving one of the plants in half when they say stop.
Is there any
Yeah, he put his weapon down.
that does an electric attack, like a Pikachu Thunderbolt kind of attack?
I got told D&D is.
You mean Thunderclap?
Like as a ranger?
Is it possible?
You want to do a thunder
There's
shock?
probably some really weird way that you could get access to using a cantrip called Shocking Grasp or Lightning Lure. But you have
Like-
2 lightning-based party members, so I don't know if you want to do something like that.
Like specifically, would it be within grounds to use a water attack, and that would make an electric attack more powerful?
I'm gonna tell you what a wise person once told me when I first learned this game.
You can always
In
try.
a world of magic, there are 2 rules. You can always try, and science and magic don't always mix.
It's fine. Everything's fine.
But again, this is Dungeons and Dragons, aka pretend for adults.
Yep.
When you play in D&D, if I like your idea and it sounds cool, we'll roll with it.
There was a
Jim, are
spell
you
I
all
can't
set on your end, girl?
remember.
Yeah.
Are you all set? Okay.
Yeah, I'm just doing like quick battles on Unite.
All
There
right,
was
let's
a
roll then. If we're just
Skill,
sticking around then. All right, I'm gonna roll open a couple of these tabs just so I have.
Who's recapping this week? Not it. Calling it now.
Not it.
I can recap.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Gwen took copious notes.
Not all heroes wear capes, man.
Although I don't think I can actually write.
Okay, hang on. I'm gonna give you some track here.
Oh, you guys are serious. You guys have physical notes?
Do I have time to ask another question?
Yeah, sure.
So I can't remember the name, but there is some kind of spell that does like some sort of acid attack that latches onto the skin of the target, and it deals damage over time.
Isn't
I
it,
can't
like,
quite remember the name.
Mel's
Mel's-
acid arrow.
Does that stack?
With what?
Like if I use it multiple times, like does that pile on?
No. Shouldn't.
Let me check.
Cause I remember something on the description said that the target can end the effect if it takes a turn to scratch it off. But like I was wondering, can I put on like 2 layers, 3 layers, and it does extra damage for each time?
If you have any ruling questions, you can always check Sage Advice for what the creators would, if they've ever had anything like that. They usually will answer things.
And it's usually already been asked.
Yeah.
Old Jeremy Crawford's answered everything in the book.
I also
Master
can't
Zero
remember
does
the
44
name.
on a hit and 2d4 the next one. What happens if I'm ignoring what happens if you miss? If you roll a 20 on your spell attack roll, you double. What about the 2d4? Does that get doubled? No, it does not. Okay, so this does have to do with a crit. Yeah, there's like 5 different answers about crits. All right, let me just check. You double the delayed damage. Oh, that's the same one.
Oh, is that like crits carry? If you crit the first time?
Yeah, people are asking about the carryover, the secondary damage of Acid Arrow.
Yeah.
Okay, so you make a ranged spell attack. So first of all, spell attack. If it hits, you do 44. And immediately 2d4 at the end of its next turn. So you only get the secondary damage once. So yeah,
Okay.
they're not exactly a stackable effect. But if you have like all of your spellcasters in a wizard party, and everyone casts Acid Arrow, they're all separate spells, so it all applies. So like if Arrow and you both cast the same spell on the same turn, that target's next turn they're taking 4d4, not 2d4. Two different people. But the difference is you guys are going to roll separately. So I'll have you roll your 2 and him roll his 2 because they're different spells. All right, cool. Now that we've adjudicated a hypothetical, let's play.
Yes.
Gwyn, you have the floor. Give us a recap.
All right. Previously in our adventures, we returned from a dangerous fight with some ant creatures to find Finn melted into a pile of goo. And we spent a lot of time digging into the books we found. One was a book on exotic plants. One was a history book, kind of, on the weave and these realms of dread. And there was some bits about a famous vampire, but I believe only Fragon's character knows about that. And then the third book is this mysterious spell book that Bovum has a copy of. Also, we continued on our journey and came to the town of Yartar. We found it surrounded by gigantic plants and mushrooms. We approached the town and set off an alarm. The plants subsequently attacked us. Bovum was running around like a chicken with his head cut off. And some horses tragically got eaten by the plants. And just as some centaurs rode up to apprehend us, Gwen may have sliced one of the mushrooms or one of the plants in 2 out of rage for the poor dead horse.
Thank you for the sub, Reese. Appreciate you. Two centaurs with longbows stand after calming the screaming mushrooms at the gate. Both of them pointed at one of your party members, who has clearly cleaved one of the plants in half.
Put your weapons down, and we will call off the plants.
I've never even had a weapon out.
Is Bovum still like hugging
Bovum's
the plant?
holding onto his walking stick.
Like, I'm walking towards them. I'm like, dude, guys, put your weapons down. They asked.
I got.
Corin like slowly puts the reins down on the cart, goes like this.
Bovum's I'm sorry, Gwen. That's my character. Gwen is gonna give one last puff and throw his axe down.
I quietly sheath my bow, but I'm not happy about it.
I had no weapons out.
Dawn?
I put all my weapons back into storage.
Okay. One of them lowers the longbow, one that was speaking, while the others remains trained on the barbarian.
How many did you lose?
You guys notice that the voice kind of sounds weird for this guy, but it's mostly because it seems that he's using what's called a thaumaturgy cantrip to kind of project his voice to make him seem a bit more intimidating, as well as to make sure that you hear him without a shadow of a doubt.
We lost none.
We lost some very precious words.
Right. Do you...
Weren't we bringing those for them?
Like most people with dogs, do you consider horses children? Or party members?
They were children to me.
Jesus.
I
So
think
we
we
lost
lost
2 or 3.
5 or 6 horses,
Did
perhaps.
T
What?
die?
Oh yeah, he died.
Oh.
Yeah.
How many horses did you lose?
Golem doesn't know.
Two. I think we lost 2 to 3. We said last time. Yeah.
Okay. I'm just making sure, like, because there's a difference between actuality and what you guys are telling them. So I'm just making sure that you guys are trying to be truthful here, rather than trying to like deceive him.
I didn't remember exactly how many we lost.
Okay, that's fine. All right.
I think we lost 2 to 3.
I think 2.5, because like I think we lost 2 for sure,
How do
and then
you-
1 is slightly damaged.
Both of them, don't ask that question. You don't want to know. You're riding up on
Okay,
that
let's just say
plant. You don't
2
want to
for
see
now.
the inside.
We'll say 2.
I
for now.
saw the inside.
Oh
Sarah has
god.
seen the inside.
Right then. How many did you kill?
2.
I don't think we got more than like 2.
Put your bow down. An eye for an eye. Let them in.
And the other one slings over his bow, puts his arrow back in the quiver, and folds his arms. Trots up to the other centaur, and then the more distinguished speaking centaur seems to have some sort of like green vest that kind of dictates that he's like a different, leadership structure within their guard. And they just stand in the middle of the gates and wait for you.
I'm gonna very slowly bend down, pick up my axe in a non-threatening manner.
Yep, they don't do anything.
Who wants to go first?
I'm walking. I was walking up to him already.
Okay, so you can probably get to them first, I think, both of them. And Corum will kind of pick up the reins slowly and gingerly and try to get the horses back in a maneuver after being spooked. I'd like you guys to make a perception check real quick.
Okay.
Rob, did I ever take damage inside the thing?
If I didn't tell you, then no.
Okay.
What are we perceiving?
Just make a perception check.
I got a 25.
20.
Jesus.
Okay, hey.
16.
23.
Well,
Wow.
Okay, well, you know what?
I rolled a perfect 10, so 12.
Right,
And
riding that
Mango
line.
bringing up the rear.
Yes.
What'd you get?
16.
Actually, all of those checks are good enough to notice that three other horses seem to have run away into the jungle. Got spooked.
Oh shit.
So you're now missing 5 total horses out of your
How
essentially
many do
like
we have left?
14 that you had. I'm essentially saying that you had 7 that you, or sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we'll just say there was 14, so you're down to 9.
Okay.
But it's impossible for 4 of them to be removed because they're attached to carts.
Hmm.
So it's pretty much just 5 riding horses that remain.
Can we ask them if they have any like special way of like helping us find our horses by any chance? Are they
What do
in
you
a
think?
position to do that?
Yeah, you just ask them.
All right, I wouldn't mind.
Okay, go ahead. What do you say?
We came in peace just on our way, and we've taken out 2 of your plants, and you've taken out 2 or 3 of our horses, but now we're missing some, and wondering if you could help us find them. If we could help you with anything, possibly.
Well, I'm not sure that we can help you find your horses. They are long gone by now. And if we do find them, there's a good chance that they're probably already eaten by something else deeper in.
That's unfortunate.
That is the laws of nature, my friend.
Indeed.
Come. What brings you into our town, and we will let you in. State your business.
This is Yartar.
Mhm.
We were
Yartar?
actually, yeah,
Is Yartar, yes.
Yartar. Yes.
We've made it to Yartar.
Yeah.
Over to one of the towers of the mushrooms, and kind of like nestled behind it is like an old sign that was like into the rubble, and it's like all overgrown with moss. You can even it's barely legible. It says Yartar.
We came on a charitable mission to bring the horses to you. Corin was looking to hire us to make sure he got here safely. And it seems that
Oh, these are a gift.
I believe so. You'd have to ask Corin, but that was our understanding.
Corin goes and nods just to corroborate. Yes, I'm Corin. These are my breed. Sorry, these are my horses. I'm a little nervous, I'm sorry. And one of them, the assistant centaur, kind of cackles a little bit behind like his hand. Well then, who are these horses for? Maybe we can help you deliver them. And Corin just kind of shrugs. He's like, I don't know anyone. I just was trying to do something nice.
Can I?
If you got anyone in mind.
Are these? Do I get the sense that these are people that live in Yartar, or these are like marauders?
Give me an insight check. Or you can give me a history check if you want.
They would have been the same. So 19.
So which
History?
check you want?
History.
Okay. It's weird. If these are marauders, they're certainly dressed like them.
Okay.
Because they have no identifying features of this town. Like, there's no town seals, there's no Yartar like physical things, there's not even name tags or badges or anything. It definitely seems very tribal, very marauder like. Kind of just like, okay, we've got a captain of a marauding band, and that's it. However, they are definitely guarding these gates and are seeming to be the welcoming crew. So it's kind of odd that you would see a marauding group in charge of something like this.
Who am I near right now?
You're kind of all like, I'd say, you guys had told me you're kind of taking like maybe a flying V or like a flat line in front of Corin's group that have all kind of approached these gentlemen, as far as I'm aware.
I'm gonna sidle up to. Wait for it. I have people's names here. Apparently, the one that I cannot read in Chinese or Japanese is difficult.
Hikari.
Is that Hikari? Did I pronounce that right?
Hikari,
Okay, cool.
alright.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm gonna sidle up to Hikari and.
Hang on a second. Somebody's at the door. I'll be right back.
Okay. Do we pause the game or can we just cheat now?
I already cheated.
Oh, yeah. Or I actually rolled natural 20, Rob. Yup.
While
did
he's
it.
gone, anybody
You beat
got
D&D.
Zacian nearby?
Wait, who walked up to me?
Yeah.
What
So
do you
I
have?
was coming up to you.
I need Zacian.
You don't need.
I've got to
Mon-
get this window built tomorrow.
I look at you.
Yeah.
What
So
do you need,
yes,
Zero?
Zacian, the new legendary. He needs the new dog
Okay.
breed so that he can get enough candies. But he can
Okay.
just use rare candy.
Back.
But so I'm going up to Hikari and I'm just going to like lean over and just mention that they don't really look like they're the welcoming committee, they're guarding this place, but they don't really look like they're part of this town. That seems kind of odd to me. And I'm not sure what to do.
I ask back if he wants me to read their to read their signature.
Yes.
Their aura signature.
I don't know what that
Okay.
means, but yes.
Can I activate detect evil and good on these two?
You're gonna cast a spell.
Can
Oh,
I
God.
can I cast detect evil and good?
You can, but I would like to make you aware that when you cast a spell, they have components and somatics and magic words,
They-
as it were,
they
with
know
both
you're
components, so they will be 100% aware that you're casting a spell at them.
Could she do it?
In that case,
stealthily?
can I do it when they're not looking at me? And it would still
You
work?
have a somatic component and a verbal component, which means hand waving, hand gesturing, and words are needed, but not components. So you can cast Detect Evil and Good, but they will be aware of it. You guys are like about as far as I am away from my PC right now. You guys are kind of like in front of them. Like you guys can be kind of whispering, and I'm letting that be a thing because they're just like, well, what's going on? Doesn't seem too weird. You guys have just met, so. But if you want to cast a spell, that's a different story. You're gonna do it secretly. You'll have to make a stealth check with disadvantage before you cast a spell.
Jesus.
I do it with stealth. If I
Okay.
don't want them to notice me.
Yes. So are you
Okay.
gonna do it?
Yes.
Then roll with disadvantage on your stealth check.
How do I do that?
Right click the stealth skill on the plus bonus that you have, and then you'll get a menu of flat
Okay, I
roll,
see.
advantage, disadvantage.
Alright. So, okay. Wait, I rolled 2 dice, is that right?
Yeah, so it's rolling 2 dice and it's taking the lower one.
Okay. I rolled a total of 10.
Okay, just
What were the two? Oh wait. We have the 2 dice here, right? Oh, 4.
Wait.
Wait, what?
Fragan, do you think I should use inspiration on this before Rob tells me the result? Do you want to chime in?
I mean,
You
I
can
don't know.
just force it?
Depends if you're gonna get your inspiration back. I mean, it's made to be used, right? And if they've already stopped us, then they've surrounded us, I suppose. So it can't hurt. Hopefully, you roll higher than a 14. I think that's how it works, right, Rob? She would choose the higher of those two, so 14, and then whatever she rolls.
No, it's a
Inspiration
14
is
minus
like,
4.
It'll pretty much let you ignore the 2 rolls that you've rolled prior. And you just roll again.
You just take a singular roll.
Yep.
It's not worth
So
it,
she
I
gets
think.
1 more roll, and
Plus
it'll
6.
be that die, period.
I feel like inspiration should be reserved for an actual fight.
Yeah.
Some things
Okay,
that
so
like can prevent them, and some of them can avoid them altogether. So it's up to you guys to determine which rolls you want to use it on.
Do those ever
I-
attack? Sorry, never mind. Go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead.
No,
Oh,
go ahead.
I thought I had an inspiration. I couldn't see anything there.
Yeah, because you
did it
spent it last
go away?
session.
Did I spend it? Okay.
Mhm.
So-
Yep, you spent it last session.
Sorry. Thank you.
All right.
I liked.
Don, what are you doing?
I rolled a 10 for a stealth check. Or
And you're not going to use inspiration, correct? Before I give you the result.
no inspiration.
Okay. So you start casting the spell,
Mm-hmm.
and the assistant from cackling at Bragan's Corin's joke kind of just like immediately starts looking at you
Mm-hmm.
and grabs his hilt of a scimitar and his sword, or on his hilt.
Mm-hmm.
Do you finish the spell, or do you? Or sorry, he has a pike. So they have like these long pikes. He just like grabs his pike and just says, "Don't." What are you doing?
Don't what?
You know what? Puts the pike at your throat.
Are we that close?
Yeah.
Objects
You
in
could shove
the
this
air
pike in your
appear-
heart if you wanted to.
I tell him I'm just praying.
Make a deception check with disadvantage.
Oh my god.
Wait,
What have I done?
rolling 46, by the way.
I rolled. Wait, I didn't do it with disadvantage. I need to roll again. Hold on.
TPK?
16.
That's the wrong menu. This one. Got the same roll twice. That's funny. Okay.
Yeah.
Kind of just like. Oh, I have to roll for the other person now because they're alerted. Yeah, they also fail. Cool. So, kind of like lowers the pike. Strange creature. Puts the pike down.
Would I know that she's spellcasting?
Make an insight check. Actually, what's your passive? What's your passive perception?
Passive is going to be 12.
Then yes, you do.
Okay.
Because her stealth check was 10. All right, so she casts a spell.
Mm-hmm.
Oop, this is the wrong menu, Rob.
That uses one spell slot, right?
Yeah, you have to mark it
Yes.
off.
And the gust of wind from the last session also consumed one slot. Is that correct?
That's correct. You gotta mark off both of those.
Okay.
It's
Then.
like you did on the wind, but you didn't on. Oh, you did on the other one too.
I did just now.
Yep. All right. So, for the duration of 10 minutes, if there's an aberration, celestial, elemental, fiend, or undead within 30 feet of you, as well as where the creature's located. Similarly, you
pick
know
up-
if there's a place or object within 30 feet of you that is magically consecrated or desecrated.
Do I get anything from these two?
No, you get nothing.
Do I don't get anything from the general vicinity of the area as well?
Not within 30 feet.
Okay.
I'd like to trudge up to Corin and kind of pull him aside a little bit. Yes. Mr. Corin, what is going on here? Was there any word of centaurs inhabiting these villages?
I don't know, maybe maybe they just had to have shorthand on guards and they outsourcing. Ugh. Maybe we just don't piss them off.
That seems safe.
So, are y'all going to lead us into Yartar, or are we just going to sit here talking?
I think we've been walking.
Well, you just need to answer our question.
Oh.
Where would you like to deliver your horses? If you want to cast more spells at us, we have steel for that. And they glare at Hikari. Whose eyes are like glowing now.
Sick prayer, bro.
You know?
The perception check worked, okay?
Yeah, big prayer hype.
Can I try to like read their minds and find
Oh
out
my
if they're
gosh.
Jesus Christ.
Can we just move on?
And
gonna
then
die.
You're a
just
leader.
attack them.
I don't know.
We-
Where the
I
horse
don't.
is
We.
supposed to
I
go,
don't. We
man.
don't know anybody in Yartar. We're just trying to be helpful.
Like,
Yeah.
Why doesn't Corin know?
Yeah.
Does
Whatever-
Corin know?
He hasn't been to Yartar.
But like,
Yeah.
who is he supposed to deliver the horses to, man?
Jesus.
He just wanted to do something nice. He's not exactly a smart guy.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you guys figured that
Corin's
out. He thought he was
dying.
gonna die in the first session's hero. All right, so
Corin's dead as a doornail.
I just want to ration, or I just want to wrap up if Akaya's okay with not using her spell or using her spell here before we move on.
No, I don't need to use it. Well, is there like a set number of times I can use it?
Yes. What's
No,
that?
I don't need it.
You chose a feat. Oh, you chose one of the few feats you can't actually choose.
Oh, cool.
What?
That's literally a custom thing that I made for one of my players because there's
Come
not
on,
something for him.
Come on, man.
It literally
I
says in the
choose a different one?
description. It says in the description this is a placeholder for some race thing. I made it
Hold
as a
on.
custom thing
Okay,
because
no,
one of
you
my
go
players
on.
is playing a doppelganger.
I'm gonna choose something else, man.
Okay. I thought you said you chose lucky.
Yeah,
And
just
then
go
you just,
luck.
like willy-nilly picked it.
Leo chose lucky.
Yeah. Everybody go luck.
All right. Both of them.
All right, I got
Can
it.
you please repeat what you said?
I'm an Eldegoss.
Can y'all just take us into the city? We don't know who we're delivering to. Oh boy, just wanted to be nice.
All right. Let's take him to Zanrin. Come on. They
Alright,
turn
I'll
around.
follow.
Who's
And-
Zanrin?
Who's Zanrin? Is
Yes.
kind of our placeholder for when we have things that we don't know what to do. We take him to Zanrin.
Wait
How
a
do you
minute.
How do you spell that?
That's. Hold on. Hold on.
What?
Oh, when did we last look at the books? It was the
On the
day
way here.
before, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was before you
Okay.
guys got the plant entrance. You're on the way.
Would my character remember the name of the wizard in the spell book?
Did you read the spell book?
I didn't personally. I was standing around. If I don't know if anybody.
Okay, so who read the spell book? I think it was
I did.
just Mango.
Okay.
That's
Now,
And I
in
don't
character,
think.
Mango, did you say anything after finish reading to your group?
About the
'Cause I
spell
don't
book.
remember
I
if you
think
said
I think
anything about any of the book.
the spell book. Yes, I mentioned like we read it out because I couldn't particularly read it at that time, so I needed help. So sounding it out was Zanrin Eratis. So that was a good call. So you guys all knew that. And then the only thing that you didn't know about the books was Strahd and creating a Realm of Dread. Was I kept back
Okay.
for now, so that I could
Sounds
keep
good.
reading them.
Okay, so going back to Gwen. Yes.
All right. Light bulbs are going off.
Yeah.
Isn't this that one wizard guy?
You say that?
One
I
wizard
do-
guy.
I do say that.
He is a wonderful magical practitioner, if that's what you're referring to.
What is his What is his last name?
Two centaurs are kind of like exchanging a look.
He's very famous. I've heard tales from my clan.
Deception check.
Jesus. From my clan.
That's an 11.
Right. Okay.
Yes.
Well, I'll bring up the rear and make sure no more horses don't run away per your friend's request, and points to or gestures to Kaya. Let's escort you in. Make sure, whatever. No problems come up if you guys are walking around, new faces and all.
Would
As
have
I
heard this-
walk through the city, do I still pick up anything from the detection of good and evil?
Look at this spell. How long does this last? 10 minutes?
Yes.
You guys will be walking for a while. This place is massive.
Damn.
All
I
right.
don't get anything from the area itself.
Aberration, celestial, elemental, fey, fiend, undead. And then consecrated, desecrated locations. Normal, kind of behind cover rules. Okay. I'm going to say no. For the sake of brevity, yeah, there's none.
Okay.
However, you guys all follow them in, yeah?
I do be walking right behind them.
Can I roll for checking how genuine they are?
I thought you already rolled that.
You already rolled for that.
Okay.
Insight
group.
him.
I walk the farthest away. Behind.
So you're gonna be in the middle of the caravan because there's one in front and one behind.
Is that as far behind as I can be?
You have the caravan, and you have a centaur at both ends.
Okay.
So you're either in the center to be the furthest away from both of them, or you can be nearer to the one than the other.
I'm in the very center.
Okay.
I'm gonna go up to. Would I have heard this conversation about Xandrin?
I'm gonna say yeah.
Cool. I'm gonna go up to Bovum and like walk beside him and mention or talk to the centaur and just ask this Xandrin, his last name, I don't know, what was a maiden name given, whatever. You know what I'm talking
Maiden
about.
name. His maiden name, man.
Yeah, his maiden name wouldn't happen to be Aratis, would it?
Didn't you say you were talking to both of them?
No, I was going up beside.
He was
Bovum
talking to the
because he's
centaur.
right beside he's by the centaur. He's the closest to
Okay,
him.
because you said Bovum, right?
Yeah, I said I'm
Earlier.
walking
I
up
was
to him
confused.
to talk to the centaur.
Right. Okay. I was like, why are you going to Bovum to talk to a centaur?
Yeah. Well, I want him to be I want him to be the middleman.
Bovum to talk to the centaur. Got it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
We're not
Understood.
we're not on speaking terms, so
Yeah.
this is good.
Yeah. All right. Yes, this is Master Aratis, but he doesn't like formalities, so he says just to call him Xandrin is fine.
It seems like we might have a lot more to talk about than horses.
What did I
Well, that's good, I think.
I think so too.
As you guys pass through the city, you enter and can observe what looks to be an absolutely massive city. Now that you're actually walking inside of these broken down walls, you can see beyond them. What you can only imagine was once an immaculate, miraculous trade hub to the masses. But now, you gazing through a glorious metropolis that's just missing all indications of its former luster. The entire location isn't empty, however, as you can clearly see some people maneuvering through the city, doing normal, everyday, mundane tasks. However, the people that are moving through the town don't seem to fill it, meaning that the size of the city seems to house a mere fraction of what it looks like it should be holding. Additionally, the majority of the buildings and the structures are lost to time and lack of upkeep. Plants, animals even, are taking over abandoned buildings. Vines and moss grow over the walls and the doors of even broken sections down on the pathways are completely unkempt. Finally, the forest jungle mix that we found out about last week around the gates additionally rise higher and higher as the city seems to be nestled in the middle of this massive jungle forest just to shield it from the outside elements and to the outside world.
Can I get a sense of the people we walk past, how normal they appear? Like, do they look worried, or maybe like is this normal for them? I guess.
Insight.
That's a 6. So
I mean, they're kind of just walking around. Like some of them are just moving, like literally just taking a cow by the rein and walking it in the street. You got another person that seems to be like pushing like a wheelbarrow into their garden. A little ways down, you can see some people just talking at the street corner. And of course, you can see like normal things. You might pass like a tavern. There's a couple people sitting outside just drinking. You've also got some people that seem to be working on trimming. Even though this town or city rather is very unkempt, there seems to be some people trying to upkeep it poorly. I mean, it's like I'm fighting a losing battle against a infestation of weeds. more than anything, right? Because they're like, okay, well, this area seems to be very nice around the tavern because the tavern keeper's upkeeping his building, but then you go like 2 blocks and it's just like overgrown and like fallen in, and there's fucking deers in the front lawn. Like it's weird. It's a very wild experience to go from like something that looks like it belongs in a city to something that looks like completely abandoned. I took a lot of inspiration from where I live, actually, is very much like this. There's even like parks that are like partially upkept, like, or upkept. There's like an area for like, there's like cut down grass for kids and people to go play. But like all the fences are like grown over and like bent out of shape, and even the toys and stuff on the, or rather like the slide and type of playground equipment are just completely destroyed. But yeah, you guys walk through the town. Is there anything you'd like to do on your way over to go see this individual?
Do I notice any major landmarks or buildings?
Yeah, anyone can make this check, not just you, but you guys can make an investigation check as you're walking through the city.
15 for me. Ooh.
21.
Give me a
Nice.
poke.
What'd you get, Gwen?
15 as well.
Okay. Anyone else that was rolling? Let me know what you get.
21 for Mango.
Okay.
What is the check? Because it's a nat 1.
Investigation doesn't matter. Cool. Before Dawn, are you rolling as well?
No.
Love it.
All right. As you walk through the city, those of you that got the 15s can see. Looks to be probably a really intriguing looking tavern that is like, I wouldn't say it's bolted up, but there's like a large padlock on the door and there's no one inside or outside of it. It's called, and then there's a sign that's kind of like poking out over the main door that's like flapping in the wind, and the icon is basically an eye, just like a big picture of an eye, and then in the center of the pupil it has like a little icon of lips, and underneath it says a wink and the wink and the kiss. And then you would also find there is another tavern like a little ways in that has a big coin and kind of a creepy looking face next to it that is like just like this armored helmet, like a bucket helm with a single slit for eyes, and it's called the coin. It says the coin toss. You'll see a signpost that says 1 foot in the boat with an arrow pointing somewhere, and then on the other side it'll say hotel, or sorry, hostel. And then you'll get to that area, and you guys head towards the hostel area before you get to another kind of fork in the road. And there is one that says docks, and another that says the villa. It's like a, let's just say it's like a three-pronged fork on the second area. So there's the villa, the docks, and then one that has something that says like, it says like the church, and the church has been scratched out. Like there's a single line through it, like someone just took a dagger and just went. And on top of that, you guys take the centaur, lead you that direction towards the crossed out church.
Can I ask
I
the centaurs what happened to the church?
You're about to
Or
find
is it
out. We're going there.
Not ominous at all.
To whom does this church belong?
Well,
Yes.
it's Yartar's church. The people built it, so it's ours.
What church y'all talking about? I didn't see it.
Do you do you worship a particular god in Yartar or deity?
Yeah, actually we do. He flips you a coin.
I catch it or try to.
Make a deck save.
I kind of really want it to be bad. Deck save?
Yeah.
Is that +3 or plus? What do I? I'm +2.
All that.
Top left. Top left.
Top left.
All your saves are on the left.
Oh, +2. 13.
That's good enough. You can catch a coin. It's not hard.
Excellent. I really wanted it to be,
Alright.
but that's fine. Excellent. All right, so I turn it
There
around and I
is
look at
a
it.
symbol of a woman on the coin with, hang on, make sure I have this as an accurate thing, because this is canon lore. I should probably have it on me. There you go. Okay. Stand by. That is not correct. Cool. We're just gonna
Experience
go with
loading.
this. All right, so it is a side profile of a woman's head,
Okay.
and looks kind of like this. How would I put this? It kind of looks like this crown. Oop. This crown
No.
is like around like a circlet, and then there's a single kind of one bar that goes in the center, like one spike in the front with a gem at the end. And the spike is very short, and then it has some kind of like star fading earring on one side. It looks like kind of cascading, like shooting star, if you will. And then the hair looks like this kind of very beautiful mane that kind of does like a half circle and kind of traces the shape of the coin. So it's kind of like this beautiful hair that kind of goes around and like hides the bust and hides the rest of the neck. It kind of just goes around and like curls and hooks underneath the other side, and it looks very, very pretty. And it is two-sided with the same image, so there's no tails to this coin. It's double heads.
Do I know what patron they or what deity they worship?
You
Don't know
can
of it.
give me a oh, there's also a bunch of four-leaf clovers that are kind of like dotting this image. You can give me a religion check with advantage because you have the image in front of you.
Religion. Losing my religion. What is that? 20. Dirty 20.
This is Timora, essentially Lady Luck.
Oh.
Timora. Tymora, which is essentially the goddess Lady Luck in shorthand. And you're starting to put some pieces together with this religion check as a 20.
Mm-hmm.
This used to be a trade hub, which means tons of people come through here. Smugglers, thieves on the bad side. Whereas you would have very rich people that like to gamble. You might have some kind of general workers that maybe get a big hit on one of their orders. You know, as far as like they come in, they get a big shipment in, they get paid a little bit more from a rich person who gives them a huge tip, and they go blow their money somewhere. And the other thing about Timora that's pretty interesting to you is that she has kind of a general feature of good and or neutrality, but definitely some big indications of chaos that she seems to lean towards as far as like her religious structure. And it's kind of a the whole religion can kind of be summed up in fortune favors the bold. Big risk. No big rewards come without big risk.
Right. So I'm gonna respond. Am I lucky enough to be able to keep the coin?
If I forget about it, and he smiles, you can have that one.
Forget it.
I just made my first payday, guys.
I'm still worried about where this
Currency?
y'all call that a church?
Currency from 0 to 1.
It's not currency.
Damn it!
That's a holy symbol.
Fuck. I made no money.
Can I ask one of the centaurs if there's any supply stores or any armories that are selling in the area?
Yeah, we have a kind of a basic armor, but mostly natural things in here. As you can tell, we're pretty overgrown, and metal is in short supplies. So if you got any need for leathers or maybe anything from left over, we might have something in there for you. But we'll get you we'll get you situated if you like later. Let's go. Let's go to the library.
I like
Welcome
library.
to Loam Library. And he gestures in front of you as you've been walking. And in front of you, kind of have been looking for all these signposts and like key features, but the weird thing is you've lost out on the main feature of the town, or the main feature of the city, because you're looking at everything else. And you've realized that in the center of town is a massive hill that does not have any kind of properties on it. It just has a single steeple out of the front side of the hill that has been built into it. This massive church has a steeple, and then a small rooftop kind of pierces the top and splits the hill down the middle. This is in the front side, looks to be what could only be made sense of as a Gothic style cathedral. This hill is insanely big. And the front of the building is the only place in town that seems to have its overgrowth tastefully and completely tended well and trimmed. There are loads of trees and exotic flowers, vines and mosses, bushes and gardens surrounding the outside of the hill, and there even seems to be a maybe greenhouse kind of off to the side that seems to be kind of absorbed into the side of the hill as well. Think of it like a sunroom in a house.
I'd like to avoid the plants if possible.
It's probably not going to be possible. They are everywhere.
Okay.
But the front doors are large cathedral doors to match the environment of the Gothic church. And an iron vine themed filigree seems to be newly placed onto the door within the last couple of years. And something interesting about this vine filigree, that kind of the decor on the door that weaves through as iron, all of the iron kind of is wrapped very neatly with actual vines and real ivy.
Big bug.
Yeah, there's a greenhouse connected to the back lot. The iron vines in the plate are tightly wrapped with actual vines and ivy to add more greenery to the building's exterior. And the upper areas, if you can look way up top where that little kind of roof pierces, it seems that the roof has two purposes. One, the piece at the top seems to be a bit wider than the building underneath, so that it can help water run off the hill a little bit easier and more controlled. And you can see, in fact, that is the case, because it makes irrigation canals possible throughout the bottom of the hill and irrigated into the greenery room. In addition to this, the second feature is beautiful stained glass windows are all underneath of that, all the way across, to seem to provide some natural light inside. The centaur's turn. The other one on the rear side kind of joins you and says, well, welcome to Loam Library. We'll stay out here and watch the horses for you. And you guys can go and talk to... already forgot his name, Pog.
Xander.
And with that, we're going to take a quick break because I need to go pee like a racehorse. All right, so we'll be right back.
Good.
Dude, Bolem's still confused on where the church is.
Literally.
The
right
church
in
is
front
the
of me.
library, right?
Yeah. I'm thinking.
I'll be right back.
Yep.
Okay, so I ended up taking Fey Touched Intelligence. That's my feat.
Let's
I
go.
don't know if that was the right move or not, as opposed to like strictly a combat related feat.
We'll find out. I'll be right back.
Y'all didn't pass the vibe check.
Charging it, or can't charge until your computer's on? Yeah.
So what feats did everyone take?
Lucky. Oh, lucky.
Arrow, I feel like I should have taken like a dice buffing skill just to help you.
That's what I took for myself.
I meant to go into a quick battle, and I went into a regular one. So that's where we are. Yeah. I can talk. It's all good.
Kim, can you help carry me to Ultra?
I can try. I do worse in duos and groups than I do solo, even though I like duos and groups. It's just
You're,
because I try.
you're supposed to be a healer. You're supposed to be like a helper character, so.
I'm trying to learn. You know, I am. I'm support. It's just that I don't know why. I don't know if it's because different synergy in that we don't have any, because I just go with a bunch of different groups. But I just always like seem to do better solo. Oh great, one of our frogs is not playing.
How does Eldegoss work in solos?
Not that great. I mean, it does okay. It does fine. It's just I think it's a little easier to get there with a carry Pokemon. I just suck at carry Pokemons.
It was.
I mean, I tried Eldegoss in singles and like I just gave up. I can't play Eldegoss in singles because everyone always runs off.
I
That
got.
has a little better like. Oh no! I accidentally put myself to sleep. I'm dumb.
Last night I got up to Ultra 5, 1-star, just solo queuing, and then today I'm at Ultra 3, maybe 2 stars. I forget. It was like it's wild.
I got into Ultra, and then I got given teammates that don't know what they're doing at all.
If
I
didn't
feel
have
like
to
the
get up at 5 a.m.,
randos
I'd
in
say
veteran are
5
worse
up.
than those in expert.
I had to play like all day long just to get out of Ultra 5. Like I got to Ultra 5 and then I went down to Vet 1 and then I got back up.
Right.
I played for like 12 hours just in Ultra 5.
I don't know.
Not being done.
Yeah, I got to almost Ultra 4, and then went on a 3-game losing streak playing with some like people that I've played with before.
27-24, not bad.
One of the games that we lost, we got outplayed the whole game, so it was like, okay, cool. Well, that's sometimes what happens. And then the next game was, we had the entire game won, the whole game. We were playing really well, and then we made a game-losing play at Zapdos, where we killed all of them except for the Greninja. We
Yep,
were up,
and then
me and the 2 people that were alive, which is Maddie and Todd. Maddie and I were at Zapdos, and Todd, like, we were like, okay, do we need to do this? Maybe we don't, maybe we do. It was close. I think we're ahead, and like, it was a very fast decision, and so Maddie and I started to do it, and then they made the call like Greninja's there, and then for some reason Todd left and went to go try to cap, which he was definitely not going to get off. So we're trying to 2v1 and kill the Zapdos at the same time. Greninja stole the Zapdos the second 2 of them spawned, so they all had a bunch of points, and then we lost by like 20 points.
know. Yeah.
So it was
I
like,
hate how Zapdos is like so important. I don't know.
I mean, if you're losing the whole game on the other side, then you have no hope of winning. Like, you might as well forfeit. That's why Zapdos exists. It's a comeback mechanic. It's made to make the entire game exciting, not just like the early game. But it does need to be tuned a bit more so that if you do end up winning consistently a ton of fights, you shouldn't be able to lose. It's just some donkey brain that throws the game at the end.
Yeah.
That's the only main issue I have with it.
Especially with that that bug, right, where it debuffs you for 45% of your damage. You basically almost don't want to get that last one. Yeah, that's wild.
Is it the second one or the third one?
Just the last one you do before Zapdos. If you kill a
after
Dreadnought,
you beat Dreadnought,
you're
just for 90 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah, it should just be for the 90-second shield. As long as the shield's persisting, that's when the debuff happens.
So basically just have them
Apparently,
damage you
shields
and then
have
lose
been
the shield.
shielding you.
Yeah. I don't think it's really that big of a bug, to be honest. But yeah, it does need to, as far as like winning the game, because you don't need to kill Zapdos, you just need to get it low and make sure you last hit it. So it's kind of a minor thing to me. But.
Well, if you're winning, like, you can just take Dreadnought just to gatekeep your opponents, because you're not going for Zapdos anyway, so. I think that if you are losing and you definitely need the Zapdos, then it becomes more of a conflict.
I mean, you might have some extra features you can get by registering it.
It's more along the lines of like, you're debuffed, so you're doing 45% of what you normally do. But then that Greninja, like Rob mentioned, comes in and he has full effect, doing 100% of his damage if he throws his special at that at that Zapdos, and that's the amount that they needed, and you're not doing enough, like just like the B attacks, like you're kind of hooped. That's, I think, where it gets kind of wild.
Well, I don't use your mouse, but I don't have your account info memorized. Dude.
I use your mouse. No, Ultra Class 3 with
I don't really
1
register
star.
a lot of my products unless I want to make sure that I have a warranty. That's the main thing, is the reason you have to register them. Because if you register them, you have a warranty, and you don't have to keep the warranty shit anymore. That's why they have it. Well, that shouldn't be a problem. You should just be able to unplug and plug it back in. Be able to check the battery. Like, I can check my battery gauge when it's not plugged in. If it's not showing up, then just plug it in again. And if it's still not working, then maybe try registering it. I don't know. Maybe you can restart your computer.
If you
Okay,
light
is
it
everyone
on
back?
fire. Yes.
Maybe. Kim
Okay.
ready?
As ready as she's ever going to be. Maybe.
Kim?
I'm ready.
Okay.
I'm just, is that doing me?
Yeah.
Okay, I have like 3 minutes left on the game, but like whatever. I'm listening.
Okay. Yeah. This one. No, I don't want that one. Something interesting here. Hang on. Yes, this is the one. Corrin aggressively gets off of the cart, hands the reins to the person, and is like, finally, get out of this uncomfortable seat. Ugh. Pushes the doors open. You follow?
Who did that? Corin?
Go straight into the library.
Right into the
I'll,
library.
I'll follow,
Yeah.
a bit cautiously.
Okay.
I'm gonna go
I'm
behind.
not cautious about this at all.
Okay. Inside, the church has been completely converted. It looks like a long, multi-level library mixed with a greenhouse and a laboratory. Loads of work tables with plants and chemicals fill the majority of the entrance location. Some of the glass cylinders are 10 feet tall, filling their entirety with large trees. Seem to be emanating with magic. Additionally, you can see lines and lines of bookcases in the back, some of which are completely empty and holding more than just books. The upper levels have yet more of the same, with some sliding ladders on a rail that can be climbed to ascend to the upper level. And on the far wall, there's a single long ramp to get to the top without stairs. Corin
Yo!
kind of just looks around.
Anyone here?
As the doors open and you walk in, and Bovum kind of shouts around, you can kind of see out of all of these little plants, or even like the little beakers or like little laboratory sections, even some spots in the bookcases, little tiny people kind of like grab their hands, and you can see like a masked face kind of peek around them and look around them. And then go back to hide.
Like
Are they
like little tiny
how
They
big
don't
people.
are
do
they?
it. Come back out.
Okay. All right. Cool. Yeah. No, for sure.
Probably about as big as your hand.
I'd go try to pick one up.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
Up.
This
Yeah.
is how we're wiped.
So Bovum reaches out for one of them, and as he does, and maybe tries to go, do you go fast or do you go like gingerly? Like you're trying to snatch this, like you think that's a bug that's gonna like like just go like
If-
jump off?
if he's- I'm trying to grab them, but I'm not trying to hurt them.
Okay. I mean, you reach out, and as your fingers close on one of them that kind of is shivering a little bit, the mask looks like almost a yin and yang type style. It's just black and white, and their skin looks to be kind of like this. Hard to explain. It's kind of like ink. It looks like it's just made out of ink. It has some substance, and they have some sort of like shawl or like a sash that seems to be made out of like very, very tiny leaves and sticks. And as you wrap your fingers around the thing to kind of grab it, as your hand closes, you feel leaves. And you open your hand, and there's nothing but a single oak leaf left.
You killed him.
You just killed one of them.
Murderer.
And then on your shoulder, the same one stands there and pokes you with a stick.
Oh, you're alive.
I retract that.
Hi. Can you talk?
What's
Can you
that?
talk? Can you talk?
It's a Pokemon.
Oh my god, they're so cute.
Can I keep it?
What's that, Arrow?
Can I keep him?
Do you say that? Or do you say that as a character?
In character.
He like sticks his stick somewhere and like wedges it in your robes and folds his arms.
You planted yourself on me now.
It imprinted
He
on me.
disappears and goes back to the beaker.
Sad. Anyone else here?
Where do they?
Just a minute. You hear from the back room, there's like a little door frame that seems to lead to where the greenhouse might be. Your guess is probably there's a hallway. And you see a flash of green. It goes like Oh God! Ah. And the door slowly opens, and this just like smog comes into the room.
Somebody's
And what you
supposed to go
see is a. How do I describe this? All right, so this is essentially a humanoid figure that looks like a very old barn owl's head and like feathered arms, but they are like talon arms. They're not like regular like hands, people hands. This is what would be referred to in your world as an owl folk.
Sounds
But
like
the difference
Bugsy.
is he's not walking in, he's seated. And it looks like his left arm is missing. And in its place is some sort of like animatronic or magical wooden arm. And the chair that he's seated on is what looks to be a very fine, like, armchair. Made out of not leathers, but like it's a very fine, like finely crafted wooden thing with like a little cushion at the bottom. And the chair is walking him out of the doorway.
He's not walking, the chair is.
The chair is walking as he's seated in it. And he has like a very long kind of,
Oh,
it almost looks like a blanket made out of like, it's a very, you know how like they have the very stitched blankets that are like really thick. What are they called? Knitted threads, like an Afghan.
kilt.
But the Afghan is made out of leaves, and that is wrapping, yeah, kind of like this, like a poncho, like a South American poncho style, but this is like all leaves, and it's wrapped furiously around his leg area, and it seems to be attached to the chair as well.
Thanks,
And
Carrie.
he's walking.
Xanran,
Yeah. Yes. It's all right.
Do you have
Bad
enough to go
experiment.
around?
I'll be fine in about 10 minutes. Ooh. You can see like one eye is like orange and one is green, and they're both glowing like back and forth, like some wacky experiment went wrong. Yes, I'm Xanran. Take a seat if you can. Those don't move.
I'm gonna stay standing.
All right. He like grabs one of the beakers and just downs it. Gives a little double tap with a single talon to one of the creatures, and it vanishes.
Did he just murder one of those creatures in cold blood?
Did he just kill one?
No, you can see like this little like light trail of like pips, like boop, 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 and then he just appears in a different area.
Oh,
I just
okay.
went back to his Pokeball.
Can I have one of those?
If you would like to know what these things are, you can make a nature check
I am.
or an arcana check, your choice.
Okay.
Let's see what I'm rolling.
This is one of the few times
I
where you will
wanna
get the
know.
same answer.
I got a
Regardless.
20.
Okay,
Arcana or what?
Or Arcana.
nature.
Well, I'm rolling Arcana.
Can anyone roll?
That's a 7.
I got 15 for nature.
Nice. Okay.
15 plus 3, 18.
Where is my library? Okay.
I don't know, but I'll be right back. Like 2 seconds.
He wants one of these. He's not going to find out what it is. Sag.
You guys want a picture of one of these?
Yes.
Sure.
It's an Eldegoss.
Oh my gosh. Can...
I will put
Hell
it.
yeah.
I will put it in the. I'll try to put it in. I don't think I'm gonna put it in the stream, but I will put it in the. I'll put a link in the chat for you. There you go, and then
Aw.
in the Discord, I'll put it in there. There you go.
It's a Miyazaki kind of
For those
thing.
of you that have gotten a 20, these are called chewingas, and they're native to the jungles of Chult. They are, in fact, if you rolled above a 15 in, if you rolled a 20, you would know that these are not any form of creatures that are native to this plane originally. They are nature elemental spirits. Purely chaotic beings.
purely chaotic beads. I don't know this, but I have definitely asked old boy if I can have one.
But yeah, they have very unique kind of yin yang chewinga mask patterns, and they are about the size of a frond. Like they're very small. But yeah, they also seem to be relatively fast on their feet, and they have a small feature that I have actually added to their stat block in my games because it amuses me. So
We don't know what that is yet.
no, not even my
Fight
players in the
them.
other group know what that is yet. But yes, they're pronounced chewinga, and there are hundreds of them in this library.
Shall we go?
But they
Yeah,
tiny.
I'm just picturing a bunch of Eldegoss running around.
That's not my fault.
No, it's Glossofer, not Odegas.
Oh, okay.
I just picture the Spiderwick Chronicles, the little things that are running around.
Wait, what? I've not read those.
It's okay.
Thanks, buddy.
It's very similar to Chronicles of Narnia.
Okay. You'll also notice that he seems to, as he's walking, or rather, as the chair is walking, that Zanrin is kind of like reaching out a hand, his good hand, towards one of the bookshelves, and there are some vines that you can kind of actually start noticing this, but there are vines in like every aspect of this, and some of the bookshelves that are full of books have vines completely encasing the outside frame, and he's kind of holding out a hand to that book and doing some sort of somatic component and whispering something as the vines kind of animate and grab a book and wrap around the vines, and then they slowly extend the book out to where he is, and he grabs it. And then he uses his other bad hand of wood and kind of does this motion where it's just kind of like move out of the way. And some of the books some of the tables that are kind of in his way to kind of get to you start walking and moving out of the way. He's like, oh, right, I probably should get some of those chairs. Starts moving the chairs towards you.
I'll stay standing, but I'll say, greetings, Sanrin. I believe I am Gwen. We've come a long way. We've brought a Corin, my friend Corin here. Well, traveling partner Corin here has a gift for you.
Corin just sits down in the first available chair. Ah, yes. Very nice. Yes, I brought some horses. This place is nice.
Just made me think of
We
Borat.
may have
Very
lost
nice.
a few along the way.
Oh, yeah, well, it's fine.
Was it
It's
kind to me?
a sensitive subject. Gwen was kind of attached to one of them.
Gwen seems to be definitely taking this a lot harder than
Yeah, you talk to an animal one goddamn time, and this is where we're at.
Yeah.
It's an intimate experience.
I'm
sure it is.
Yeah, I'm gonna need you to never talk
lay
to
off the
animals
horse.
He
again.
lost his wife, okay?
Yes. Well, I'm feeling a little bit more not distracted by this. He like stops moving and closes his eyes and like focuses for a second. Oh God. Just a second. He's like clearly enduring some sort of side effects.
You good there, bud?
He holds out a wooden finger and just goes. Then he like rips open the book and like flicks his fingers. Like, it is wild. These talons seem to be able to have some form of very precise, like, page to page thumbing that human fingers would never be able to do, right? Human fingers would be kind of pulling the pages across like this, or like piecing them out, whereas his talons seem to be able to just pierce straight to the page he's looking for and then flop it over. Just, and there's some sort of like metal, or sorry, not metal, like kind of wooden tabs in the book that he can kind of just open instantly with his talons, just like, and opens to a page, recites something, and you can see like this kind of golden and green kind of spirals just go around his head.
To know what he's thinking. Can I like spell him?
What's that?
Can I read his mind? Oh wait, no, never mind. I don't have that one anymore. Sorry. I still want it, Rob.
I don't.
There are other ways to get it, but you just didn't find them. You had all week.
Just another spellcaster. He can counterspell you quickly.
And he
You
just
can
goes,
tell.
all right, well, that's much better. I'll still have that raspy throat. Oh, God, for a little while, but I've never been one for appearances, as you can tell. I'm grounded.
You're great.
Thank you. Now,
Oh,
this is Corin, and he brought me horses. Welcome to the Loam Library. Yes. What are the rest of your names? We have Gwyn. Wait. Shorten this out. Dwarven. Do you have a sibling named Pen for the pun?
His I probably should have written.
You know, for the pen.
Indeed, his name is Pen. How did you know?
Oh,
What
I
manner
love
of witchcraft
pen.
is this?
And I'm an owl folk, you see, right on the beak.
Well, he went missing at sea one day. I don't know if you've happened by him.
As you can see, I live in a library, so probably not. Greenery is more of my type of game rather than the ocean, but I utilize a lot of water.
I also live in the library.
Good man. Or bull? Nice horns. That's all I'm trying to say.
You.
Okay. This is awkward. All right, who's next?
What do you mean?
I'm trying to get names.
Oh,
I'm like, Caillou, what's up? Looking for my brother. Caillou.
Hello, Akaya.
Nice to meet you.
Your rapier is very pointy.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I
Of course.
should be okay with
He like holds onto his book a little tighter.
are also
What's that?
Your talons are also of the pointy manner.
Oh, good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I would like to say I made it myself, but I didn't. I'm only renovating.
You did.
And who is this one?
I'm Mango.
Are you also delicious and full of fruit?
Depends on who you ask.
I like that answer.
huh.
And your masked friend. You are like my Chewingas. A little taller, though. What's your name?
Helen.
Melon?
Helen with an H.
Helen. Helen Mango. Man, this is going to be hard to remember all of your names. Well, I'll just forget them anyways. It's fine. I'll write them down later.
No, you won't.
Make a deception check, Hikari.
Insight check on whether or not he'll write.
Does
them
he
down.
react to me telling him
10.
no, he won't?
10? Okay. That's going to be filed away from in my head for a while.
Duh.
That's kind of like, sometimes if I make you do a check, you don't necessarily know the result. So this is one of those times. Did you say you wanted to roll insight check, Mango?
Yeah. See if he's
Hey, give me
gonna
an
actually
insight
write them down later.
Oh, I just straight up said he wouldn't.
Insight 11.
He's on the up and up. Well, Zenrin is my name, and if you haven't figured out my last name, it is Eritis. Sorry, I have to look at my notes sometimes. Eritis. Don't worry about my last name. It's just a formality for the scholarly people. And he like does this little hoity-toity thing, and maybe just for naming my own things so that people don't get me confused with another Zanran, because there's so many. And he like clearly seems very upset about this fact.
You're the first one I've met.
Yes, exactly. How many people go around naming their swaths of children Zanran? And on top of that, how many Zanrans do
Maybe
you know?
some of them were named after you.
I have a human name, or I think, whatever.
Maybe some of them were named after you.
That's true, but I'm not exactly famous. I'm no god or demi-lord or whatever those things are called. Anyways, I would love to have your horses. Thank you so much for your donations, Corin. This is great. I mean, I'm assuming it's a donation because I don't have a lot of money, but mainly because of the renovations. Would you... Do I have to pay for this? And Corin's like shaking his head. No. This is a donation. Although I might need to rethink some of it. I might need 2 of them to take back if I'm gonna return. I just thought of that. Damn.
Speaking of, we had an awfully difficult way here.
Oh, really?
Yes, trudging
Intriguing.
through some worn out roads and goodness, remember that weird stag thing?
No.
Just a moment.
Pretty good.
He like wicks his wooden hand, and another book rotates into it. A smaller one. Looks more like a kind of spiral bound. And except there's no spiral bounds in this universe. It's something like that. And then he whisks his other hand, and the other book goes away, and a Chwinga pops into his hand and hands him a quill, and then pops out. All right, so
I'm gonna need me one
try
of them.
this thing. What is this? Elk? Is it a deer? Is it a reindeer? Did Santa Claus visit you?
Do we have Santa Claus in this universe?
Oh,
What
fuck this
is-
going on.
That is a very powerful sorcerer with a beard. I can't remember. I can't tell the dwarves apart. Sorry. They all have beards. They're
He
similar.
stopped visiting me when I was 6.
You must have been very naughty.
I'm just having a delightful time imagining Santa bringing the Christmas spirit to Forgotten Realms. Fantastic. It was more, yes, it was elk-like.
Right.
It glowed with the moon.
Just its
That's
antler.
about as much as
Glowing,
I
or was it
saw.
reflective? Sorry.
Same difference to my eyes.
Dwarven eyes pick up reflective nature, or possibly glowing. Will that suffice? Good. What else?
It was big.
Well, they are larger than females, yes, usually.
Like, really big.
You wouldn't happen
Librarian,
if
you're not very descriptive, are you?
No.
You must work in the back.
They tell me where to put the books. I put them where they go.
Dewey Decimal System?
Let me roll to know if I know what that means.
Or do you just use real magic? He's like very skeptical that you're a librarian now.
They have their own system back where I live.
Right. All right. So this elk, is this significant? Did it kill you? And you came back, or?
No, we just saw it.
Oh, closes the book.
I
You
mean,
said you had trouble, not that you saw something interesting.
yeah.
This is my troubling book,
Wait, are you
not my
okay?
interesting book. I have to write this again.
We
kidding.
fought some. I don't even know what they're called. They look
Zerglings.
like big praying mantis.
Yeah, we fought Zerglings.
Played StarCraft.
Yeah, StarCraft's literally just entered Forgotten Realms. Perfect. You require more
Right.
pylons.
Okay. Zerglings, got it. I'd never heard of them before. Wonderful.
Yes, these poor travelers we encountered were just turned to goo.
Blech.
What?
I mean,
Goo people. Have you ever encountered such a thing?
Oh,
Not
Hikari.
tiny goo people, normal-sized goo people.
Hikari has a taffy-sized piece of one of them, I think. Or no. it's wait for it.
Yeah.
Akaya? Who
Yeah, I don't
has
remember
the
who-
taffy-sized
No,
piece?
it's me. I took a sample of the remains.
Wait,
Okay.
what? I don't
Yeah.
No, at the very end of the session, I
Yeah,
took a
you
sample.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. She has
So-
a piece of them.
Xamarin's head doesn't cock like a normal person's that would might like do this. It's like an owl's head, but it kind of just turns like 90 degrees, just like.
Jesus. The fuck?
Wait, have we established that Owlman knows Finn as a person?
I don't think so.
You haven't asked him anything about Finn. You haven't even said his name.
How did this
Yeah,
conversation
why did you-
happen?
We told them we encountered some people who turned to goo.
Yeah.
yeah.
And we had that
Goo
goo with
people?
us.
Was he goo before? Was he
No.
an ooze?
No. He's pretty solid. I mean, the
we
goo's
didn't
kinda
touch
solid
him, but
now.
he looked solid.
This is all very confusing.
We were
You're telling
confused
me.
too. Don't worry.
So you found. Can we go with a little bit of more chronology? What is happening in your journey? Start from the beginning. You saw this thing.
You want me to start from the beginning?
Back when I was a wee little dwarf.
Okay, maybe don't let this one talk. Like, points to both of them.
I am good at talking. What? I'm the best talker.
Are you a librarian or a social worker?
Yes, I do what the town needs.
Yes.
All right, so you were escorting these things to me. I'm
Yeah.
guessing.
Yeah, we were bringing you gifts. We left from Waterdeep, I believe. Right.
Tribor.
Why do I have Waterdeep written down?
Because that's where
That's
you're
your
from.
hometown.
Oh, okay. Tribor.
Also,
We left from Tribor.
All right.
After a day's travel, we rested. We went another day, and on that second day, it was the second day, right?
Yes, it was.
It was the second day. We were just going along, a little bit closer to the nighttime. A cloaked man was standing in the road, holding the clothes of his former friend, traveler. His name was Finn, and he told us that he heard some rummagings in his camp, and so we went to look for Esther, his other traveler companion. And when we got there, we saw the hole. We went down in it. Esther had been dissolved by the creature that, like, the Zergling. And
You noticed about midway through your discussion that he stops writing, casts a spell on the quill, and the quill's just like handling it as like a dictation. He's just holding the book, and like, yeah.
we proceeded to get ambushed by that Zergling and another, which in turn, poor Gwyn here, he got gnawed on quite hard. He's rested it off since, but it took a chromatic orb to the face from me, and then we had to. The other one ran when that one died, and so we just continued on our journey. By the time we got back to the cart, Finn had also just turned into goo. I don't really know how. Corin doesn't either. He was the only one near him at the time. But we get back, he's goo, and then we kind of just went on our way. And when we got to the gates, we got attacked by those damn flowers.
The security system, yes. It
You
worked.
really seem to like them.
I
more
was
people.
inside one of them. Would you believe it?
Oh yes, I could definitely believe that.
They smelled so good at first. I don't know, man.
Is their MO?
But and then all Gwen here took an axe to the one that killed his horse. The centaurs came up here. She tried to cast this. I shouldn't have said that.
Good thing they're outside. And he like flicks a talon and it closes the door behind you guys.
They led us to you.
Right. Well, unfortunately, I can't help you with your missing horses. The plants are a little bit less of a problem. They'll just grow back next year, so we'll be fine. But an eye for an eye for now. Sorry. What the hell is a zergling?
That's a good question because I don't know why we're calling them that.
I mean, we've never
That's
encountered anything before,
Describe
but
taste.
wait, what?
What is this? No, I was just like, describe taste.
Yeah.
What is this? Could you describe this creature more than whatever this reference word
Do
that
you
you're
know what a
using?
praying mantis is?
Yes. He like points over to one of the cylinders that has one in it.
It looks a lot like that, but bigger. Like, pretty dang big.
So a giant, it was just a giant burrowing mantis.
Yeah, and it oozed
Does that
acid.
exist?
Yes, it does. It's not the same thing. Those are called onkegs. They're very large monstrosities. And they are burrowing creatures that, well, they like to surprise their enemies and drag them down underground, similar to a ground alligator, if you will. Or maybe a
So-
better frame of reference if you're into insects would be actually an arachnid. A burrowing spider. They're very similar in their attack.
Have you
pattern.
ever heard of
They're
them
large.
being in the road between Yartar and... I cannot, for the life of me, remember
Tribor.
that
A long
city's
time
name.
ago, I've been on that road, yes, but I have been here for a long time.
You've been here, yes, but have you heard stories of people being attacked by them on the road?
No, not on that road. No, it's very interesting.
We also, if I might have a moment to talk to my companions.
I can't promise anything about these chewingas. They're a little wild and out of my handle some of the times. I just make sure to feed them, and they do me some favors here and there.
So they like food.
Oh god.
If you know what they like to eat, yes.
What do they like to eat?
I'm gonna go walk up the stairs with my chair, and I'll give you a few minutes. And he like just does this like owl like thing towards both of them. Okay. And then kind of goes up the stairs, and there's like some of the chewingas seem to be amused by doing this, but they're like walking, like marching behind the chair. There's like a little row of them just kind of like following him up the ramp.
I'm going to take one.
Leave the Niffler alone, Arrow.
Actually, if possible, can I talk with what's his name, the Dragon Man, Corin?
Corin.
Can I talk with
Corin.
him? Yes. Can I talk with him up separate from you guys about the horses, so I'm not distracting whatever it is that you need to talk about? Is that all right?
Yeah, Corin.
I'll just
Sure.
be up there.
Oh, you feel comfortable talking to him, Corin?
If there's more chairs, I'm in. Yes, there's more chairs upstairs. All right, so Corin just follows him behind the chewingas, like leaving them a wide berth because he's afraid he's gonna step on them. So
Corn's about to die.
they just walk upstairs. So they're just walking up that ramp on the far wall, and then they're going to be on a kind of a large upper area that you guys can clearly see from where you are. And they're just chatting.
Okay. I'm gonna kind of turn and quietly ask everyone. So we found that spell book, right? Do we
Yep.
think it's a good idea to maybe hand over these books, see what this owl person knows?
I don't know if we
maybe
hand
why
over all the
these-
books. Maybe we hand over his book, because I think the wizard spell book was his. So he might give us a favor if we. Or like he might just appreciate it. Obviously, that's what I'm in it for.
Is it possible for me to read the lips of Corin and Xanathar talking?
You can make a perception check with disadvantage. They're very far away from you. And there's a feat that explicitly does this.
14?
Ooh.
The only word that you can pick up, because you've never met an owl person before, is when Corin is mouthing the word horses.
On a scale of 1 to a lot, how bad of an idea would it be to ask this owl wizard about the realms of dread?
7.
I mean, why not?
Not without context.
I mean, he seems knowledgeable. He's got this nice library.
Maybe we simply have an academic interest, like our friend Bovum here.
Yeah, I'm real interested.
Who's to say we recovered any ancient cursed books on the subject?
I mean, we don't have to bring up the books. I could say that we found. We don't have to say that we found the books, but I could say that it's an exact copy of the book I own back home. Isn't that the one that's his spellbook?
No, yours
No.
is the realm of dread. But you don't have it
Oh,
on you. It's just at home.
Why would I carry the book on me?
Because you're
To
a
begin
sorcerer.
with,
I don't know.
I'm only really interested in
it's
referring to Finn by name, and not reveal the books unless the conversation points to that direction.
But we don't know about these books, and he's a librarian, and he can help.
Yes,
Yeah, he
and we
knows
receive
something
them
called
from
the-
Finn, so we start with Finn. Because we're
Yeah.
not sure what happened to Finn, and that's an indication of what might happen to us. And that's what I'm concerned with the most.
Finn got vaporized.
I mean, if
By
it
what?
does,
Finn was killed by one of those creatures, I assure you.
Very doubtful.
I don't have the same suspicion.
insight check.
But
On me?
Can I
Yeah,
roll to try
Arrow,
to convince?
If he knows if he actually knows what he's talking about.
It's a competitive roll, right?
Yeah.
It's either a contested roll, or you can say there's no rolls and you can rationalize the situation as you would normally.
I mean, I don't know what I'm talking about, but I'm gonna competitive roll it.
All right.
Is this okay? What are we rolling for?
Deception.
what are we
versus-
rolling?
Just those two.
17
Okay.
plus 1, 18.
So, and I'm rolling deception.
I don't know why you always say the modifier and the base roll,
What?
Bragan. You just say
Because
the total
the-
roll.
Um,
No one
dirty
cares
20.
about your bonus.
A dirty 20?
Yep.
So then you need to tell him what he picks up off of the inside then. What you're intending to get across here.
Oh, he was killed by one of the bugs.
Yes. I'm glad we have somebody
I
on
believe
here
that.
that we know. Yeah. I'm glad we have someone on our team who knows what's going on. Because I wasn't sure what the hell happened.
alright, so are
Yeah, I
we
want to chime in that Corin and T noticed nothing out of the ordinary when the second he disappeared, and a large mantis like that definitely would have been noticeable.
the horse also mentioned I should point out
Explicitly
it
what
was-
happened.
it was very unnatural.
Those are monstrosities. That's not natural.
They are natural in a look. It doesn't matter. The fin melted into goo somehow.
The same way as Esther did.
So we want to see about Finn first, and then do books? Because, I mean, this guy's
I think we
doing
just bring
decimal
up the
system, whatever the fuck that is, but I think that he knows what he's talking about if we need to get in, like, you know what I mean? He seems knowledgeable about books
I
and
wish
shit.
to bring up Finn first.
How
First by
convenient
description,
we
then
find
by name,
3
then
books.
books if necessary.
How convenient we find 3 books and we're brought to a beautiful library by the Centaurs. It's almost like we should talk to the dude about them. Baldwin said that.
I think we should ask about Finn. Maybe mention the spell book that this wizard wrote. And then poke around at these realms of dread if we want to, but not get
Why are
too
you rolling?
specific.
I'm
I
on
think
board
we
with Gwyn here.
straight up show them.
I'm not opposed to either.
He's of knowledge. He's literally a librarian. Who better to get opinion on books?
I will leave that to your judgment, Bookman.
He did know what was going on with Finn and how he died, so, I mean, I trust him.
He's dude, should we call him down and say we're ready to talk? Corin!
Yeah. What's up?
Y'all having a nice combo?
We're finished. We're just waiting on you guys to call us back.
Well, oh yeah, y'all can come on down.
All right. I'll go first this time. I think I can figure out how to go down the ramp. He like just smiles at the owl man. He's like, very well. And they descend the ramp. And the Chewingas hop from rung to rung on opposite sides from down one of the ladders. And then when they reach the ground, they all disappear one after another.
I love these little creatures.
As they get to the bottom of the ramp, you can see that some of the beakers have been lit. There are some experiments going on with some of the Chewingas in charge of them. And even to the point that you can see one of them maybe lit the fire under one of the beakers with like some sticks and kindling. And maybe aggressively another one is like fanning it to try to get the flame up, and the flame extends very quickly. And you just hear one of the Chewingas just go like... and like takes a stick and just goes like, like stabs the other one.
Oh my god.
They're just like running around the beaker, like ring around Rosie. He's just like chasing the other one that could probably burn the other one. So typical like Animaniacs antics kind of going around a laboratory. Think of this like Dexter's lab, essentially, where they're screwing around. There are also others of them that are kind of like sliding like in a Tarzan movie on the vines in some of the bookcases. That are multiple of them seem to be a lot like carpenter ants, where they can lift like crazy heavy things comparative to their size. So there's like 2 of them riding on a vine, transporting one book to a different location. And maybe even a couple of the beakers or like specimen holders of like vials of some kind of liquid, or some of the vials just seem to be holding what looks to be just dirt, what you can only guess is some kind of soil. And they're just like transporting. This is like, if you've ever seen the entrance to like Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, there's like all these crazy contraptions like of things. Think of it like that, but instead of contraptions, it's a bunch of small people and like plants everywhere. And so they descend the stairs, and the chair walks behind Corin as they join you.
Well, when they get there, I'm gonna bring up thy books. I guess I should just do it in character. So I see you have a nice library here.
Oh, thank you.
Whenever we went through the camp of the deceased, we seemed to recover some books. One of them even has your name on it, which we
His
found
eyes
odd.
get very bright. Really?
Yeah. So I
Well,
was
can I
hoping.
see it?
I don't have it on me, but we'll hand it in a second. But I was wondering if you could tell us anything you know about them.
About what? You have books, and I don't know anything about them. How am I supposed to manifest this information for you?
Well, after you look at them, hand him the books. I do not have them.
I begrudgingly pull out the plant book and extend it toward the wizard.
So he grabs it with his wooden hand. And which book did you hand him? Sorry.
The plant book.
Okay, so he opens this. And thumbs through it a bit. Ah, yes. This is one of the books we have a duplicate of. I was trying to send Finn and a small party of 3 people to deliver this to a different library in exchange for some more books to fill the library because we had some duplicates.
Who is Finn?
Who's Finn?
Yes.
Oh, he's just some resident in town that offered to take the books for the library. He's one of the people that comes here and reads all the time.
I'm sorry to say, sir, but the person in the road that we found who she handed you a piece of was Finn.
Did I hand him a piece of Finn?
Did
You
you?
gonna hand him a piece of Finn?
I don't think I did I?
You definitely held it out in front of him.
I don't think we took it out yet.
You took it out. You just mentioned.
I
it.
wasn't
Yeah.
sure if you actually appropriately described it enough for me to warrant taking it out.
Yeah. He just says, "Oh, well." Another patron for knowledge lost.
You said there was 3.
Yes, there was.
Finn?
Finn
Yes.
and Esther and oh man, I can never remember the one that tags along with them. Their name escapes me. Very quiet individual.
We were only told of 2. But
Really?
Finn only
That-
I don't think they went together. I think one of them went ahead.
When we met Finn in the forest, he said that one of his companions named Esther was missing.
Yes,
And when
Esther
we
was the other. Mm-hmm.
Yes, and when he did not mention a third person. When we investigated the issue, Finn disappeared, and there was only a weird substance that was left standing where he was.
Oh, that's very strange. So he was not eaten by these creatures.
I'm not sure. I didn't mention any creatures.
You guys mentioned the bugs.
Oh, did we?
Yes.
I don't. Okay.
And then
retcon
on top of that, he says, yes, there was a third person that went. I need to think about the name for this person. I cannot remember if I wrote it down or if I just forgot to give that person a name.
Jane Doe.
Bingo bongo.
Boingo.
That's what she is now.
Niantic.
That's foreboding.
Lewis, yeah, okay.
Lewis.
So, Lewis is another person that they were supposed to check up on because he never returned, and it was after a couple of days, which is fine. Normally, they were going to take. The plan was to send Lewis ahead because he was ready to go. The other 2 were going to take a few more preparations, and then catch up with Lewis at the library and return as a trio. But apparently, you found 2, not 3.
Yes.
We found Finn, and he mentioned that one of his companions went missing, which we cannot relocate, and we presume to be dead
That was
by the
Esther.
creatures. And then when we returned to Finn, he too was missing. with dubious remains.
We found it. Remains at the bottom of the hole.
At the bottom of a hole, you found Esther's remains.
One of the
We
creatures.
presume.
I mean,
What are the creatures? Sorry, say that again.
one of the creatures had dissolved. Didn't we? Am I wrong?
Okay, so one of the creatures had eaten Esther, and the other, and Finn was just.
So I hand him the green remains that I collected before. Then I say, when we left Finn alone, we returned. This remained in this place within his clothing, and I'm sorry for your loss. I was hoping if you would have any insight onto what could have caused this to happen to him.
No, this is all very concerning. Let me ask you potentially a strange question, if I may. Do you remember precisely where you were when this
Sure.
happened?
Get back there if need be. It was
We were
on the way here.
We were in the forest.
So you went to the forest. Was this nearer towards the Yartar side of the forest, or towards the edge,
Corin.
middle, on the pathway, off of the pathway? Where was this instance of?
Corin would know better, but he seemed very confused that it smelt more like a bog when we.
Smelled like a bog. Well, I guess that's true. We are pretty close to the moorlands. My nose is a bit accustomed. You'll have to understand.
Wasn't Bovin driving during this time?
No. This is one of the
I
days
believe-
that Corum failed, or sorry, the Bovin failed his check and Corum succeeded in his.
If I recall, Finn melted, for the lack of a better word, at the
Ew.
caravan on the road.
Just turned into a human candle, huh?
Something of the
Jesus
sort.
Christ.
For lack of better words, I suppose so.
Maybe a bit more rapid, thankfully, if that's the case. Hopefully, I mean, you said Corin tells him about like his experience personally, and he's like, yes, well, it's a good thing that maybe it was a rapid change, and or something, whatever had happened to him happened quickly, so that's at least a relief. Maybe he didn't burn out like a candle, because that would have been very slow and painful, I'd imagine.
But you have no idea how this could have occurred to him, or what could have done this at all.
This is a bit beyond my understanding. I'm definitely not a anthologist, if you will. I don't really study much history. I'm more of a plant individual. I mean, he kind of just like looks around and shrugs. He's like, I have a lot of books and a lot of plants. And
I like plants earlier. Plants that don't kill me.
I like big plants, and I cannot lie.
Yeah.
Riley.
Can we get a caricature of Bovum riding one of those plants, like straddling it with that saying on top? That'd be great.
And then like his ox tail or minotaur tail has just got like a small flower like eating it.
Yeah. Maybe.
I'll go
oh,
D&D fan art.
And maybe his.
Like engulfing him.
Yeah, like
I'm worried.
one of the horses in its mouth.
This is gonna be drawn. I'm scared.
I love it.
All right. Well, this does seem very concerning. So you have no news of my friend Lewis.
No, we didn't see Lewis.
We've
But
never
how
heard
many
of this
books
person
did you
before.
recover? Did you
Three.
there's just this one?
No, we have 3.
Well, what? This one doesn't have my name on it. You said one of them had my name on it. Can I see that one, please? That sounds very interesting to my case.
I look
hand it
over at Ningo.
Yeah, I hand it over.
All right, so this is a spell book, FYI.
Yeah.
So he grabs this. He's like, Oh dear gods. Thank Lady Luck herself. This is my spell book. Yes. This was stolen. Thank you. And he instantly just like casts a rune on it, relocks the book, breaks the locks off the book, puts new locks on the book, makes a new key, and then throws it into the wind. And as he does, it goes into a pocket dimension. Thank you so much for my spell book. I have had to prepare the same damn spells for weeks.
Hey,
It was
So
stolen
does
from
it
you.
Esther
Yes.
and Finn stole it.
Esther and Finn? I don't know. I lost the book somewhere around the time that they were all gone, so I could only assume that one of them, or maybe Lewis, stole my book. For no
We brought it
reason. Maybe they thought it was valuable. Well, frankly, it is very valuable, and especially to me.
Well, I'm
Luckily, I
glad.
have a couple of spares,
What
but
happened
this
to you?
is my main spell book.
Would they be the kind of people who would do such a deceitful action?
I believe deceit is the entire purpose of deceit is deceiving. So their idea
That's
was
the word
not
I'm
to make
thinking
sure
of.
that I would notice this sort of thing. If indeed it was
What-
them. Maybe they just found the person that had. Maybe they found the book on the way. I don't know. I don't know any of the details. All I know is that 2 people that I sent out for a task are gone, and you found my spellbook, and I'm very happy.
Can you think of anyone who? Well, my dwarven thinking is running a little far ahead of.
Hey, Mango, you should show him the other book.
Yeah.
I thought we said we weren't gonna show that book.
No, we.
I mean, we don't have a third book. What?
Oh, God.
I said.
What book?
I've literally said we have 3 books the entire time.
Listen, I'm not going to be upset that you don't return or tell me whatever the third book is. I don't really care. I have my spell book back. That's the best.
This,
You guys
this
are
one-
great.
This one has been interesting.
You can keep your secrets.
Well, I
This
mean,
is fantastic.
it'd be interesting to know what you know on this subject, but I
They're-
think
they're
that we want
books
to keep
from your
this one.
library. Like,
Are they?
Well, one of them was.
I would think you would know what the other book is without us even telling you, because you sent it with another person.
At this point, all 5 of you can pick up a slight grin.
A what?
Slight grin from Xanran as
Oh, God.
Bovum says this. He says, "Very good, Mr. Bovum. I do, in fact, do know what book it is."
So, like, there's no sense in hiding it.
Yeah.
Like I said before, you can keep it. I don't care.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
You gave me something, and you know what we say around here? An eye for an eye.
Well,
And also,
I have another request.
giving you a book for a book. That's good with me.
Um,
Consider it a donation for the an extra piece of the donation for your horses. It would be great. Just a kind of a thank you.
so Bovum's gonna. This is out of game. I'm telling y'all. Bovum's about to try to take advantage of the situation. Can you tell? So, can you also tell me what food the little one's like?
Absolutely not.
Definitely not.
That's part of the
I love it.
Bovum really wants one of those creatures.
Do you by chance have any other books that relate to the book that you just gave us?
That is a good question. I believe that there should be maybe some books that are similar, maybe parallel to the one that you have, but as you know, or maybe don't know, I probably shouldn't presume. I mean, your librarian is kind of an idiot. No offense.
I was the one that figured out you. Yeah.
This book is we have some adjacent things to this, but as this book is a bit rare, so they may not be contextually similar to that kind, if you will. Yeah, it is a bit dark. And I'm not just talking about the color of the binding.
Might need to
It's like
spice
a
it up with a pink.
Blackish maroon. It's like this super deep maroon black color.
We'll need to spice it up with a hot pink bookmark for when I read it, or when we
Ooh,
read
I
it.
like that. You'll never lose your place then.
Yeah.
I think I have some
you-
moss that we can infuse on some paper if you like. I can make one.
I mean, not gonna turn it down.
All right,
Do you by
Curtis.
chance?
Curtis! He like yells at one of the chewingas, just like pops up and kind of does a bow on the table. Curtis, fetch the lichen with the pink tones. Grab some of the blue dye to enhance it into purple, and then splash it with some bleach, and it should convert straight to hot pink. And then put it on some parchment. Cut it up real nice.
You Curtis.
I actually give before he leaves.
Curtis,
I give
like,
this.
actually holds up a little like notebook, like a tiny notebook.
Oh my god.
Like his finger again, they look like they're made out of ink. He's just writing it like a tablet with his finger.
Is he gonna?
Do they all have names?
Can you make it look like tea?
Make it look like tea. What do you mean?
The horse.
Like a liquid?
And I describe Gwen's horse. If they can make the
Oh,
bookmark look like tea.
I will make sure that you can write on the parchment. You can do your own artwork.
Okay.
These chewingas are great at making things, not designing them. Let me assure you.
Do they all have names?
They are very much like a program. You tell them exactly what to do, and they will do nothing else.
God,
And sometimes they'll add things you don't ask for. Like, I don't know, an extra little mark to say that it's theirs, even though it's yours. I'll be sure to check for that, don't worry.
Above board,
It'll be done in the morning.
You're giving me PTSD of my actual job. Go to work and tell people what to do, and then they do exactly that, and then they add extra things for you to do. Coming here for fantasy, Rob.
PTSD. Feels bad now. All right. Yeah, you can pretty much add that to your inventory, but you won't get it until like the next day.
Okay.
PTSD and
So I have talked a
That's
little
good.
bit with your companion, Corin here, as I've talked with him about potentially integrating some of the horses with the guards. The centaurs might try to see if they can train some of the general people on horse riding. Maybe we can get our guards back up and running. There's also a possibility that we are going to take some of the males and females and separate them for our own breeding purposes. Maybe we can start actually having horses again in town. Would be nice.
what do centaurs know about riding horses?
Oh god.
Well, they certainly know what not to do, Mr. Bovum.
It was a joke. I guess it was.
That's
poorly-
so ominous.
Yes, well, I think they appreciate your jokes about as much as you appreciate Minotaur jokes. About being referred to as a sow.
I mean, if you can't take it, don't dish it out.
Fair enough. I'm sure that your compatriots is, not these compatriots, but maybe where you grew up, you probably got made fun of for being quite scrawny.
Why do you think I got funny?
Fair. Also, probably why you went to live in a library, too. Of which I can relate. And he smiles.
That's me.
I'm friends with tiny people and plants, so you can tell how great my social life is.
Hey, living in a library taught me some spells. It was all worth it.
Yes, it is quite nice until they steal your spellbook.
We brought it back.
I know. I'm just still a little peeved. Okay.
Well, it's just a great thing we met you.
Yes.
You don't sound as enthusiastic as Boone does.
Probably not. But I'm a bit older than him, to be fair. Hopefully a bit wiser, but That is to be seen.
I have a 10 wisdom, so yeah.
Well, yes, your bookmark will be ready in the morning. I will probably need to see Corin for a couple more days, as maybe some breeding advice would be in maybe more practical rather than these knowledge of books. As you know, with breeding animals, experience definitely is a better trump card over these lines of text for some of my personnel in town. I'm not exactly a leader. I'm just kind of the last one that was important enough to be able to be in charge. So they're kind of looking to me for some advice, and I'm just saying, oh, I have a book on that. Here you go. But
What do you mean by the last person remaining to be in charge?
Sound like a good.
well, you did
Sound like you
Oren not tell you what happened to our town?
totally.
Not specific.
Nope.
What happened, specifically?
That's the wrong one. That's way too serious.
Battle ensues. Everyone roll initiative.
Oh, I'm so ready to fight. Bovlum is so mad. He got
I
like.
want to pick a new feat.
Well, Yartar used to be a bustling trade city. We had more than 5,000 to 6,000 people in this town. Rather, city. We refer to it now as a town because it's just run down. But somewhere between the last 10 and 20 years ago, I've actually lost track of time, to be honest with you. We don't really keep calendars very well. Some mysterious infighting rose up, and the leadership fell to disarray. My music is deafening. Through all of this, our town's walls, our population, and the main government structure fell instantly, almost overnight. And now the city is a mere fraction of our former glory of Yartar's kind of, what would you say, trade name has been essentially erased from people's considerations for trading here. Merchants just passed their way through their locations steadily and slowly until they stopped coming. But something new's been brewing, so that's where I come in. I'm trying to revitalize the town by expanding our library. You see, there's a legendary library that anyone would know, and Bovum, you 100% recognize this when he says this. There's a place south of Elturel and Baldur's Gate, way further south than where you would recognize even Tribor and Waterdeep is, called Candlekeep.
Ah, yes, Candlekeep.
Candlekeep is run by both mages, sages, and librarians that all worship the god of knowledge. And so they have been blessed with a plethora of any and all kinds of books, and actually have a legend about how you enter. You must bring a book of knowledge that is worth their time, and you must exchange it for entry.
It's one of my dreams to go.
Yes, that is where Finn and Esther were supposed to have gone. However, that is a passing thing. So I've been trying to expand this library so that maybe we can not necessarily compete with Candlekeep, but have a more northerly location that people can visit of an expansive library and gain knowledge that they may seek on their travels. However, the Baron of the town, his entire estate is now completely abandoned. And it was converted by some of the surviving upper class members, merchants, and wizards to the Grand Library initially, and then I moved in a general council meeting to have it here in the church instead. Mainly because we thought that the natural defenses of the town would also mirror the natural location, so it would be a bit easier and more central location in town to draw in tourists at the very least. And now we are hoping that this investment can draw more people back again to the main roads. But yes, the Baron has vanished, and all of the leadership in town and any form of structure is all gone. And it seems that it was all an internal infighting. So I don't really have a whole lot of details for you, but that's what happened, as far as I know.
When you say vanished, do you mean dead or missing?
Some people have said either, but the only thing is true is that no one found the Baron after this happened.
Are you the highest authority now?
Yes.
I would use the term authority very loosely, because I don't like responsibility, and I am a cloistered scholar by the strictest definition of a librarian.
So the Chewingas are in charge.
Yes.
And I give him a wink.
One of them just goes like, "Ooh, good is it now?"
God, I want one.
Both of them started the second infighting.
Bro,
A couple of the Chewingas just stop what they're doing and flex, and then they go back to what they're doing again.
bro, I'm seriously trying. Like, I gotta try to steal one.
Oh my god.
There's plenty of other locations in town that are still here, but some of them have been run down. Of course, we have some taverns and some inns that you can stay in, but you can imagine a town in its former glory. Everyone's losing money somehow, so it's almost a strict bartering location outside of the people that still want to bring up gold and maybe get some trade goods in the armorer is still kind of, they're only taking gold right now, but if you provide the raw materials, they'll just do a simple exchange if you've got anything and maybe add a bonus. So for example, if you have some leathers, they could make it for you, and then they would charge you a favor, essentially. You don't have money. If you wanted to go into the tavern, they would just ask you to go do something for your stay. It would be probably something menial, maybe like catching your own food or doing some repairs on the shop, or I don't know, fetching them something valuable. Heck, I would
Out of
probably
character.
ask something.
Out of character, because I don't think Gwen would be curious enough to ask this. I wonder if there's any particular books that sorry, is it any particular books that Xanrin is looking for his library?
I mean, if you
know
don't
if
ask any
that's-
character, I can't really
I
progress
can't.
that
Yeah,
much,
both of them. If you want to ask about that, maybe. Or
I don't know
not.
if
That's
he's
cool too.
listening.
Bowman.
Yes. Bowen was looking at the little people.
Oh my god.
he got caught up in a daze. What was the question?
Gwen's thinking. Gwen isn't thinking about this. I'm thinking. I wonder if Xandrin is looking to build up his library. I wonder if there's any specific books that he's looking for.
Oh, do you want me to tell you?
Yeah.
Hey, Xandrin,
Yes.
were there? You say you want to build up the library. Did you have any books in mind that you wanted to bring in that you do not have?
Well, most of my plans are my books are a little categorical. So as you can tell, like lots of books about plants, how to care about plants, a lot of things about magic. Well, I think the magical category is a bit big, so you could probably get more things there. Kind of just general history books we're a little short on. Maybe anthropology books about sociology, people, language books. We don't have like any of those. What else? We're very short on good workers. And he like starts glancing at one of the Chewingas who's just literally lounging around on the table. He like caught his eye in mid-sentence. Just like the Chewinga just kind of goes. Yes, well, frankly, we'll take pretty much anything, and if I have a duplicate, we'll just send it out in exchange for something. So if you have anything, we'll take it at this point. We've just been asking some of the personnel in town that they find an abandoned house to go and peruse it before it gets lost to time and the elements, if they got any books in the town, just to bring them here. But as you can tell, this town is incredibly large, and even over the years with this many people, there's very few people that are willing to participate, and even fewer volunteers that will actually go out and do the things that I'd asked. And as you
So-
can tell, and he like gestures to the chair, I'm very restricted.
So, would it help you if we went out and searched some of the older establishments abandoned for books?
Well, I've been trying to construct some sort of magical servants, if you will, that have a bit larger range than maybe like 100 feet, which is typical within most familiars that are actually able to pick up things. So personally, I would like some ingredients to be able to have some more permanent assistance, if that's more appropriate.
What kind of ingredients are you looking for?
Well, unfortunately, all of the ingredients are relatively dangerous to go get. So I don't think I could ask you that in good faith to go get something for me.
Dangerous is my middle name.
You're lying. But I like
I'm
it. All right.
Well, seeing as we've just finished this
I
job,
want to convince him that dangerous is actually my middle name.
What did you say, Gwen?
well, seeing as we just finished this job of hauling some horses, alive or not, to Yartar, if there's potential payment involved, I suppose I would be willing to stick my neck out for some danger.
Oh, right. Yes, yes. Corin's like, oh, yeah, I totally forgot. And he hands each of you a pouch.
Yay, we got pouches.
Adding the pouch to my inventory now.
Wait, what's in the pouch?
Each
just
pouch holds 100 gold.
We're
Yay.
Nice.
rich.
You can add 100
Don't
gold.
spend
to
it
your
all in
inventory.
one place.
I had 15 gold to start. Oh,
And I got a free pouch.
Yep. Big takeaway on the 100 gold is the pouch. It is pretty fantastic. Thank you very much for this.
Is it this?
Do I have to add that?
Yes, you do.
How do I do that?
Under
So on
inventory.
your character sheet,
I'm
in
in,
your
I'm in
inventory,
inventory. Oh,
there
add
is a
equipment.
little button that shows you how much money you have. You see those little money icons?
Um, oh,
It says currency, the very top
Yeah.
right of that little menu. Just click the currency. And then there's
Okay.
a whole side menu that pops up. And you just go into the gold category, type 100, and hit add.
Sweet. Okay, thank you.
You are welcome.
Who has fins remained at this point? Do I still have them or does Rasrin have them?
You have them.
I mean, I can tell you can't do it. I'm sure you wouldn't want to risk any of the guards of the town to get your ingredients. So why
Well,
not trust it to us?
Well, I'll tell you what. Let's see if you can come up with some ingredients in a couple of days, and I'll spend some days here with Corin in the library, and maybe I can take some notes from his practical advice on how to breed the horses properly that I can distribute to our breeders in town.
Okay.
Does that sound all right with any of you? And then tell you what, I'll even pay something to the tavern or inn of your choice that you would like to stay in for the time being. You just have to tell me which place you want to stay in, and I'll make sure that they get some sort of payment, or maybe I'll just give them whatever the supplies that they wish, you know, with the bartering and all. I never really know what they want at that time.
Sounds like a fair trade to me. What do y'all think? Mango? Akaya?
I'm down.
Then maybe at
I'm
the end of
in.
this, if Corin wants to stay in town and help train them, that's his prerogative, but I'm perfectly fine just asking him if he doesn't want to stay. That's fine.
I don't want to do the goo, man.
Oh,
Well, That candle burns at both ends. I can assure you, I don't want him to be goo either.
Jesus Christ.
The only person, Gwen, what you sounded like you wanted to help.
Absolutely.
Hikari, I just want
I
to
have
make sure.
nothing better to do.
Okay, the whole group did.
God damn it.
I mean, we
All
could. Yeah.
What
Arrow
ingredients we
inspi-
looking?
Both of them inspires the entire party to literally do something that Rob has not planned. We just travel out of the sandbox. And we're like,
I
"Wow,
really-
this is our life.
What is my character's in? What are my character's
really
motive for
hope
staying
Bob-
around?
Actually planned for some of that.
well, he's like, yeah,
Although-
let's just call it today, and then he's like, yeah, let me just world build again. Thanks, Arrow.
One of my characters says like, nah, I'm good.
Bob,
Just walk back home.
How off the beaten path are we finna go here?
You'll never know.
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
that's
Even
If it
Rob
feels
doesn't know.
like
He's
you're on
making
track,
it
or
on
it
the
feels like you're doing
fly.
something that's in the world, then I'm not gonna blow your guys' kind of immersion here.
I want to go help this man get ingredients.
I think we should.
Alright.
I think we should stay at the Wink and the Kiss. It sounds sexy. Like we might find.
We're not getting any outside help tonight, okay?
How far are?
I
How
don't
far
believe
from
the
the
Wink and the
shore?
Kiss is in operation anymore. That one has been locked out.
So is it
I
just the
wonder
coin
why.
toss, or was there the one foot in the boat?
Yeah. It's been... What's that?
Was it
How
the
far
coin,
from
the
the
coin
shore
toss?
are we?
From the shore to the bog?
To the ocean?
Oh, you're
I think we're landlocked.
quite a ways. We'll put it that way.
Because I thought I saw a
Let's just
sign
say
for a
coming from
dock.
Tidewall to here put you further away from the Swords Coast than you were before.
Do you have a dock here?
Yes, but it goes into the moorlands.
Mother?
The furthest north point of the city, and it will get you right to the moorlands if you want to go into the swamp. Which I do not advise, but, you know, if you want to go there, hunt down some hydras, you're more than welcome. It's infested with
Hydras,
danger-
did you say?
Yes.
Level
Grinding
4,
EXP
level
on
4.
hydras.
They're like incredibly, like hydras are something that you would, I think at your level, you guys would be very scared of.
I'm scared of hydras, and I'd be scared of hydras in any campaign I'm in. I'm level 8 in some of them.
Hydra is essentially an
Instantly
aquatic.
leave the library, go to the Hydra breeding grounds, try to charm one as a pet.
Hydra is essentially an aquatic-looking dragon thing, but a Hydra has like 7 heads or 3 heads or however many heads on it, like a ton of them. And they
Hydras
just-
are fun.
Whatever
it depends
one
on which
it's-
kind of Hydra we're running.
I sure as
In-
fuck-
in-
Is it the
favor
one
and there
that
are
grow
multiple different
heads when
kinds.
you cut them off?
That's right. Yeah, usually if you
act-
cut one off, you get 2 more. So it depends on how old the Hydra is and how many heads have been cut off. And fights, it's 1.
Yeah, Arrow. In the animated series of Hercules, it only has 3 to start out with. So that's all I got for you.
Maybe
yeah,
I
also,
need
Carthy Creek Myth has a default of 5, I believe.
I don't know.
So,
Now I need to
anyways, but
rewatch
yeah,
it.
he says the Wing and the Kiss is a very cool tavern, but they were probably one of the first ones to leave. They just left town because they weren't getting any business. No one was coming anymore. And it's not really a place to stay. It's more of a place to go drink and eat.
And
But you could go to the White Wing Griffin. Locals will call it the White Wings. If you want to go there, you can stay there overnight. And then the taverns are 1 foot in the boat, the coin toss.
I like the sound of the coin toss.
yeah,
But yeah, I'm sorry, other taverns have just been running to the ground. And when one of the biggest ones just leaves, then the rest of the small people just kind of take off. And the only reason the coin toss is still going is because they're the only one.
Well, do
coin.
I
coin
I
toss
take
sounds
one of the
perfect.
I take one of the gold pieces out of the pouch. I flick it up in the air and like. I mean, I can go for the coin toss. I catch it too. But, yeah.
Okay. Well,
Oh, dexterity.
so you guys are going to agree to get me some ingredients, yes? He smiles.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
ingredients
What
are you
do you
looking for?
Yeah. What do you need?
There is a very rare plant that is about 7 feet tall.
Oh no.
But it's very different. They only grow near graveyards for some reason. And our graveyard is very large, and it's kind of been overgrown. If you would understand that when towns like the ours have gone to shit, for lack of a better phrase, the first things that are upkept that get to the back burner is the graveyard, because people don't want to upkeep the realm of dead when their homes are looking like shit. For the lands of the living are a bit more important than the lands of the dead, apparently. So,
Don't tell the dead that.
the graveyard looks a little bit more like the bottom of a jungle or a forest mixed with some gravestones now. So it's a bit rife with wildlife. So you might be able to find something growing now. But yeah, if you head over there, there might be some at the outskirts of the... I haven't actually checked because the plant is a bit dangerous. And I don't think the town wants to go near it. It's called a
Please
tri-flower
elaborate.
plant. What's that?
What's it called?
Oh, please elaborate.
Oh, it's called the tri-flower plant.
Do you have any illustrations of said flower?
I do not have them on record, but I have a description of what the plant looks like. It is mostly a tall stalk with long vines. Each of the plants look like a kind of strange orchid. There's a red, an orange, and a yellow one.
What is dangerous about this plant? We've already covered some dangerous plants. I will
According to my records, this plant is very poisonous when mishandled.
I believe the common name for this is venomous tentacula. Nobody.
Sure.
Oh man. I don't like you guys anymore.
Yes,
I know
it's very
nothing
poisonous.
about this land.
It's very poisonous, and they also grow near other plants that are dangerous. So usually they won't grow unless they're protected by other things. So that's all I can tell you. They're very strange kind of things, and I will need probably a couple of each of the fronds from each of the different colors, because they're very, very good materials. When the poison has been extracted, you can use the poison for something. They have some acid, I believe, in the stalk, and then there is something else that you can use within the material itself once the poison has been removed.
How many different variants, colors are there that you need?
Just the 3.
Which are...
Red, yellow, and orange.
Okay.
Also, you need to be aware of another ingredient that I'm looking for. Let's see. Ah, yes. This one... Ooh, hang on. Yes. No. I had an idea for this one. Where did it go? This is very hard for me to describe to you because it's something that I have never been able to get.
You were surprised earlier.
There is a very particular kind of moss or lichen that grows only on the backs of these beasts that look like wolves. And then there's a kind of panther that has been coming into town. Or not coming into town, but like roaming around recently when the kind of jungles and forests mixed. So they're referred to as displacer beasts. I guess something shifted within some realm of the Fae and the material plane at some point, and they entered, and they haven't left. So these beasts have been kind of not having adverse effects to our area, but rather they have somehow become more potent with the overgrowth of plants. And so they have this thing that gathers on their fur. And they do not like it when you remove it. In fact, the reason I have not been able to get it is that anyone that has gone to try to kill them has died. Or anyone that has tried to remove this from their fur secretly has awoken the beasts and been eaten.
Is there any
So-
tactic to killing these beasts?
I don't know what to tell you if every tactic has failed. You
How
might be on
large
your
are
own.
these beasts?
What's that?
How large are these beasts?
Oh, well, they're bigger than you. That's for sure. I haven't really seen one in person. I've only heard stories of people that have escaped. So,
Mm.
Well, I'm
As you know,
eager
I-
to test my axe against them.
Do arrows hurt them?
probably.
Okay, cool. Where are
And
they?
then a word of warning. When you are in the forests and the jungles,
Telling you.
there are other things that are dangerous out there, depending on where you go. So just be careful. You might run into other problems that are not what you're actually seeking to kill or remove from those creatures instead, depending on how you approach the situation. Dangerous bugs, dangerous plants, dangerous people probably.
I think I'm a healer.
You are?
I chose that as my feat. 'Cause
Excellent.
The other one was taking.
I was getting really worried based on what Gwen had experienced the previous day.
Well, I think some rest, maybe.
After we rest, we should probably head out into the forest and try to find one of those beasts.
He said that a little.
What? Dude, are we gonna kill it or just try to like remove some of its fur?
Here's a plan. Maybe Gwen can talk to animals. And just get it
And
to
just like
Or-
pull it?
shrug
Or we
off
can
from
fight it.
Yeah, or...
Are these beasts
You can-
carnivorous?
He said that they eat people. Yes, they're carnivorous.
Okay.
Or we could just have Bovum straddle it again and ride it like he did the
what-
plant
I'll give it my best shot. I'll give it my best shot, Mango.
Excellent.
I think it might behoove us to not attack one straight forward and try to ambush it instead. Or set up a trap for it.
He said they've been easy to sneak up on when they sleep, but after they remove the plant, they die.
And clearly you kill it first.
As you guys are
Yeah.
talking, there is like a squadron of like 6 chewingas acting out all of the possible situations. Like one of them's on all fours, sleeping, and like another one goes and like pokes it in the butt with a stick, and then it turns around and like mauls him, and the other one just goes like, like lays down, and then the other chewingas just are like getting chased by this one, just like.
I
God, I love this little creature.
I look at them and I
Perhaps
ask,
we
is
can
that
just-
us?
Perhaps we can make plans over some ale at the.
Yes, ale and kombucha.
The coin toss.
Yes, they are taking quite nicely over at the drinks department in town since the overgrowth has provided them with more plants and thus more juice.
I
starting to
like
grow their own stuff
juice.
Well then, I have much to discuss with Torin. I'll save him a spot at the rooms, and I will deliver the. I will go talk to the centaurs here in a minute. If you guys would like to go, can you make it your own way to find the locations, or do you need an escort?
I'm sure we can make it our own way.
We even figured it out.
I mean,
Can
you
we
guys
figure
are
it
the
out?
escorters, so it makes sense.
Exactly, yeah.
All right,
Might ask the centaurs for directions.
that's fine. Get out.
Wait, before we go, can I activate Hunter Sense of the Chewingas?
What does hunter's sense do?
Jesus.
I
Are you just trying to like kill everything?
Yeah, can I activate combat, please? Hello?
I'm gonna
Mod
try
check?
to take the window with me as we leave stealthily.
wait, hold on. So Hunter's Sense? I think it's an action. It's not a spell, I believe. I think they're distinct.
Jesus.
I guess it's a
Has any
cantrip. I
damage,
don't know.
immunities, resistances, or vulnerabilities?
Is this something that someone can notice me activating, or is this something that's internal? It's a can.
I'm gonna
It's a
say
cantrip,
your
right?
hunter's sense is a focus. So instead of it being a thing that you cast like a spell, it's gonna be like you're very intent on yeah, this is like a focused action. So I'm gonna say this is kind of like your eyes might flash for a brief second and you're like kind of studying the target, but it's very quick, it's rapid because it's an action. So
I'm gonna try to pick one up as we walk out.
I activate Hunter Sense on one Chewinga.
okay, so you get any damage.
I Pokédex it.
Jesus.
It's not a Pokedex. Immunities, resistances, and vulnerabilities. Okay.
Yes.
The Chewinga has no immunities.
Mm-hmm.
No resistances.
Mm-hmm.
And no vulnerabilities.
Can I tell if it's hidden from divination magic?
No, it is not.
What are you gonna do with these Chewingas later?
Researching them.
I need Bovum to tell me specifically how he's going to try to take one.
I'm just gonna grab it and walk away.
Oh my god.
All right.
This is where we
You
all die.
may make a nature check.
Crap. That's cocked. Dude. Yeah, I'm gonna re-roll it. It's legit cocked.
Roll it again, Arrow. I don't care.
Oh, hold on. Stop,
you gonna do it?
stop.
Are you gonna buff him?
It depends if Gwen's noticed Bovum
Bovum's
trying to snatch one
been
of
very
these.
fascinated with these for a long time. I'll say you can guide him.
I will provide you with guidance arrow so you can roll a d4.
Alright, I
And
rolled
add
a
it.
12, and then I'll roll the d4. Ah,
I placed my hand on arrow
14.
on Bovum. Mutter some.
Is the 14 after the D4?
Yes.
Okay. You pick up the Chewinga, and this time he doesn't try to vanish, but he does push your fingers down and kind of like try to wriggle out of your grasp like a bug.
Come with me.
Oh my god. Oh my
You
god.
just kidnapped someone.
I keep walking.
Holy shit.
You're great.
I walk.
Can I? Oh, do I see this happen?
How careful are you being with holding him?
I'm not trying to hurt him
Okay.
at all. I want him to be my buddy.
Bovum's gonna give him Stockholm syndrome.
I didn't even.
He's gonna be like, "You're mine now." 3 weeks from now, he's gonna be doing all of Bovum stuff. He's gonna be getting books from him. Jesus Christ.
I rolled a 1 on perception, so I don't even notice anything.
Oh my god. All I was
I think
asking
it
is
would've
if all I was gonna try and do was I was gonna try and mage hand to put it back.
The Chewinga puts his hands together and kind of draws them like this, and then goes like this at you. Like this watery looking pollen kind of comes up and then bursts like a little firework right in front of your nose, and it smells like the rankest fart.
Oh,
Oh,
I'm still like, let's go.
let's go.
All right, you need to make an athletics check.
Oh, wonderful! I have a -2. It's a 5.
Well, then a 13 gets out, and he kind of like uses this distraction and just goes. Then you just see him just go, and he's bolting for what looks to be kind of like the ground in this area. You actually now will notice as he's running on the floor is dirt. All of the flooring's been removed.
Uh-huh.
And there's like rocks and plants and grass and all kinds of just regular kind of typical flooring that would have been there is now removed. And he bolts for one of the rocks and dives under it. And it almost looks like a 9 3/4 platform thing from Harry Potter. He dives into the rock and vanishes. And just looks like liquid. Just. And as the door is about to close, you can hear Bovum.
Let's go to the inn.
Did
All right,
someone
so are you
happen
guys
to need a
going to
drink?
Coin Toss Tavern, or are you going to the White Wing for the inn?
Do we know if there's any actual difference between them other than the name?
Yes, one is an inn and one is a tavern.
I think we wanted.
An
I
inn is a
think.
place you go to sleep, like a hostel, and a tavern is a place you go to eat and drink.
I think
Think of it like
Gwen
the difference
wanted to
between
drink.
asking me a hotel or a restaurant.
Bar. What time is it?
Excellent question. I'm going to say you guys were probably in the library for a long time. So I'm going to say it's probably late afternoon. You guys are probably getting pretty hungry.
Let's go to the
Nighttime.
Maybe like a
Tavern.
late lunch. Like
Yeah,
hour.
yeah. I'd say tavern.
Let's go to the
Okay.
tavern.
Okay,
Let's go to the
think
inn after.
I thought it was nighttime.
On the way to the tavern, though, I'd definitely look over at Gwen and be like, I thought he'd be my friend.
I tried, friend. I tried.
Do any of you have proficiency in nature or arcana?
I have Arcana.
Okay,
think
I
I
would
might
let
have
you
Arcana.
both can roll a check for now.
Okay.
So what we're essentially doing is I'm letting you use those skills instead of your insight. So if you have a higher bonus with so roll an insight check with your proficiency bonus, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Of our
I-
Wait, I have
rolled-
proficiency on insight.
rolled-
Can I do anything?
Only the people that are trained in arcana and nature can make this check.
I
And
rolled a
nature
9 on
or
the
one or the
nature
other?
check,
I rolled an 8 Arcana.
and then do you want me to roll a separate?
So sorry, I'm not being very clear here. I'm trying to change a little bit of the basic thing. So normally I'd have you roll insight here.
Yeah.
Okay. But the difference is you're rolling insight against something that is incredibly magical or in tune with nature. So I'm only allowing people that have either of those ability scores as a proficiency to add proficiency to the insight. So your proficiency is like a +2 right now at level 4. So if you don't have proficiency in insight, this won't really help you.
Okay.
Okay.
So like just roll an insight check normal, or if you have the proficiency, but only the people that are proficient in nature or arcana can make the check in the beginning. Or limiting how many people can make the check, as I said. Yeah.
I rolled a 9.
I rolled an 8.
Okay.
Because Rob doesn't like me adding 21.
Okay, 21, great. So only Mango picks up on this. But Mango, you can understand that the Chewingas that Chewinga specifically that Bovum picked up didn't really like him until he got a reaction out of the fart druid craft spell that he cast. and the laugh signifies that he might actually enjoy messing with Bovum. So there's probably a chance that that thing might like him later, but he has to keep going with it and find the same Chewinga again.
Oh my god.
Hashtag goals.
I know what to do when I go back.
No, you don't. Only Mango does. You don't know anything.
Recurring
You don't know
character.
Unless you
anything.
roll a 5 or a 6.
I rolled an
So-
8.
Okay. Essentially the same. So yes, only Mango picks up on this. And Mango, if you would like, I'll say that you can even remember what the pattern on the mask was, so you can identify it again.
Okay.
Okay. I'm not going to be specific with descriptions
Yeah.
on these masks because there's hundreds of them. I have to just improv. So fuck
Yeah.
that. So you guys walk outside.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. At the doors don't close behind you guys. They actually close behind Xandrin. Is that the right word? Did I say his name right?
His
actually
name?
looking?
Yeah.
Owlfolk?
Owlman.
Did I actually see his name? Whoa.
I'm just picturing a large knocked owl walking behind us.
I have actually, like, I have an image in my head specifically.
If I find a better image, then I'll let you know. But all of the stuff I looked up for artwork for this don't match any of the things that I'm trying to communicate. Because everything was just like hobbit holes. And I was like, no, I want a church that's inside of a hill, please. Thank you. Where is the guy's name? It is Xandrin, right? I'm not blowing smoke.
Yeah.
Xandrin.
Yeah.
There it is, Xandrin. Yeah, Xandrin is not correct. Xandrin. Okay, there we go. Xandrin. So Xandrin kind of opens the door and closes it behind him as the chair walks out to the platform. He exchanges a few words with the guards, telling them what to do with the animals, and says that they're cutting you guys loose in town. You guys are welcome to stay. Centaurs kind of just say, okay, cool, whatever, and they start guiding the carts and the horses away. And it actually seems that they cast a spell similar to what your friend Gwen cast, and was able to communicate with horses and actually just talks with them all the way out. And so they are, without reins needed, just guiding the horses through the town. And you guys are free to go wherever you like. And you said you wanted to go to the coin toss. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
So you go back all the way to a sign that has a coin next to a bucket helmet with a single slit in it. And you open the doors to what looks to be a relatively tourist trap looking tavern. And as you enter, there is a dwarf behind the counter. And he is not doing the typical things that you would see a dwarven or a tavern keeper. That is like the most cliche thing where they're like cleaning the cup for the 100th time, or like swabbing the bars, or cleaning. What he is actually doing is he is taking oil and dumping it and with a rag over a pristine looking helmet, like a oversized bucket helmet that would fit maybe a half orc, above the bar, and behind where all of the wine glasses and kind of kegs would be, there is a large bucket helmet that is like the most pure mithril, and he is oiling it and cleaning it. And underneath of this mithril helmet, there is a kind of like, looks a little weird, is just like a simple peg and a water pail under it that's hung underneath of the helmet. And as you turn in, you can see there's probably like 3 patrons in the room, like a halfling and a human and another half orc, just kind of sitting, all eating and drinking by themselves at different tables in the afternoon. And you see the tavern keep turn around as the door closes behind you and says, well, hi there. And that's what we're going to pick up next week.
Oh,
Oh, I want that
Oh
helmet.
my god.
I am getting myself a Chewinga. Like, it's happening.
Arrow's
I'm-
always the most colorful
dead.
character.
I have
On
it.
that.
I have it on my notes to talk about it next week with you.
Beautiful.
I should have been playing this when you were messing with the Chewingas.
Yes,
Dude.
All you remind me of is the little elf folk in Legend of Zelda. That's what it, or the fairies. That's what it makes me think of.
The Koroks.
Yeah, the
Rob,
Korok.
you didn't
Now
realize.
you know. If you play a lot of Zelda games, a lot of the charm of my dungeon mastering style will be removed because it's just like straight Zelda influence.
I love
I
it.
had an encounter with my friend Dallin, who's in chat, and Carrie's character in our game, where they talked with the Raven Queen face to face in a vision, and I quoted almost every quote from Majora's Mask at Carrie, and Dallin missed every single one of them
Oh my god.
until afterwards, and he's like, "Oh my god, it's so obvious now that I'm watching the VOD. Holy shit! Yes, these are direct quotes from Majora's Mask." I was like, "Mm-hmm." It felt dumb as fuck. Yes. Yeah. So I'll see if I can find a better Owlfolk picture for you guys, but it's probably not going to be one-to-one, right? He's got a missing hand. He's sitting in a chair. He's got a blanket covering his legs. That looks like an Afghan.
Kind of makes me think of Owl from Winnie the Pooh.
Wait, where are we seeing this
But
owl folk?
obligatory DM question for all of my players. Did you guys have fun today?
Yeah.
Loved it.
Mr. Owl.
It's interesting. I feel like the
What did you
plot didn't
say,
move much
Kim?
today.
I also picture Mr. Owl from Winnie the Pooh.
Mr. Owl from Winnie the Pooh. Let me see.
But like a,
And,
but
like-
like a.
Just
Missing
take that
arm?
image, edit him, cut off an arm.
I
Put him
picture
in a
the owl
chair.
from the how many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Center of a Tootsie Pop?
Okay,
Oh,
the
yeah,
Mr.
okay.
Owl actually does work because it is a brown barn owl, so that works.
Jesus
Mr. Owl,
Christ.
man. It's like a
Owl from Ocarina of Time. Anyone?
Ooh, okay.
That is the image that I had in my head when I was making this because he has these very, very,
Oh.
very long eyebrows. And he has the kind of barn owl look underneath of the beak. So it has like a large face that's to scare off predators. And then the eyes are a little bit above that. So it kind of has like, if you turn the head upside down, all the way upside down, then, or if it like tilts backwards, it looks like a scary bug or something. So yeah. Definitely more of the Ocarina of Time owl is what I have in my head as far as what it looks like. But
I love it.
did you guys have fun?
Oh
That
yeah.
was awesome.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I really enjoyed
Interesting.
your voice for the owl guy and the
Oh my
the
God.
Chewingas.
I can't tell you why, but I had a very funny experience when I was watching Critical Role Season 1 when they had the entrance of one of the characters who basically sells black powder in a fantasy universe without black powder existing yet. And the
Are you
guy,
talking
every
about-
time they go back to this guy, he's missing another limb.
Oh my gosh.
And he talks like this. You want the black powder? Like he talks like that like the whole time. And I was like, dude, if I can just do one NPC for their campaign, it's gonna be the thing that like does some crazy experiment in their first time that goes wrong, just shows up, and that's how it is. It's just like, how are you? Like,
I love it.
Wait, isn't that...
It sounds like.
Where have I heard that before? Is that like Back in the Future, or...
sorry,
What
two people were
character
talking
does
at the same
that?
time.
Open Pogo and click on Baneri, and that's what the Chewingas sound like.
I don't have any of my sounds on for like months.
Yeah, I don't
You
believe
gotta
it.
Daenerys Pokemon cry?
That's what it sounds like. Like,
I'll post it in the stream.
Hashtag Kyros Niantic.
God damn it.
Owl Chewingas.
Mesh is asking you again, Kim, why are you after all of my stuff? You're not a doppelganger.
Wait, what?
First you're trying to take, Mesh says, first you try to take my color in Among Us, and now you try to take the feet that's part of my character. What's wrong with you, Kim?
You're
Is
right.
it too late to
Wait, who was
change
that?
my feed?
It was Mesh.
Oh. Sorry.
He's just giving you a hard
No, you're
time.
not. You're not a pop.
Holy shit, are wild bronze on?
Let's go. I'm not gonna lie.
Dude, the
I
wild
love the
spawns
amount
are
of-
so good. Wild
Yeah.
Snorlaxes. We got
Yeah.
dust bags that are weather boosted again.
Big
It's such a
dust
good
bag
one.
hype.
Yeah, they
Dude.
know everybody's mad.
What's that?
They know everybody's so mad. Ooh, I got a Daramaka snowy thing in my house. Okay.
Yeah, the Darmaka snows are very popular right now on the spawns.
I
don't know if
haven't...
That
Did you
doesn't
guys
look-
see like a shit ton of Kingler outside in the wild too?
Yeah, I had a Kingler. I thought it was a new Pokemon.
I'm standing on a giraffe right now, apparently.
What's the big long one?
Oh,
It's like a
Trubbish.
big-
Phalanx.
Phalanx.
it's
Phalanx.
So weird.
Love it. It's so
Yeah.
cute.
It's
It's cute.
it's yeah, it's 6
It's
Pokemon in one. It's like
20th
Execute.
random Kingler.
I'd be right back.
Alright, good night, you guys.
All right, good night,
Good
Cam.
night,
Yeah.
Cam.
See ya.
Kim, do you want to play
I'll be
Unite
heading off
later
too.
or?
I'm super tired. I probably will, but I might be doing. I don't know. I'll probably just play some, but I don't know. I've
All right, I think that's where we're gonna call it. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for hanging out. We're just gonna end the stream for VOD sake purposes. So we're not gonna raid today like we usually do, or we're not gonna raid as per usual with the PoGo DnD stuff until Sunday on our Sunday DnD session with Savivore. I appreciate you guys, and I hope you guys have a great night. Stay safe, and see you then. Bye.